What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rianne Fran giving you that Friday energy on a Monday for the last time of 2020. It feels weird to say, but we are nearing the end for us because we will be taking a break, like we said. But before we get to all that mumbo jumbo, I want to talk about Macy's. Macy's is the best place to shop, especially for our fall and winter clothes and our wardrobe. Fran and I have been shopping away at Macy's. Shoes galore. I have tons of shoes. I have nowhere to wear them. I just wear them around the house. So I'm like, stunting in my Macy's shoes around the house. I absolutely love it. And you guys, you know what I'm going to say. It's fucking Monday, the 21st.
Yep.
Christmas is on Thursday. Friday. Christmas is on Friday.
Yep.
Are you not going to get same day delivery from Macy's? Because that would be stupid. Am I right, Fran?
You are right. You have the option. We're in do or die time. This is the moment. You know, the clock's ticking. You got to get those gifts. Got to figure it out. So get on that. Macy's.com/chicks in the office. See everything that we bought. You know what I also got recently that is separate from clothes that was the best thing. Sometimes you don't check your pillows, you know, like you've been using the same pillows for so long. Like I took pillows from my house in New Jersey to my apartment, and you're changing the sheets and you're looking at, and you're changing your pillowcase and you're looking at the pillow like, this pillow's kind of gross.
Mm-hmm. Like, how long sleep on this thing?
How long have I had this pillow? Maybe I need a new pillow. And I got 2 new pillows from Macy's. They're fantastic. They're nice. And I like ones that are a little bit more on the firmer side. So these are wonderful. I put my pillowcases on them and they are an absolute delight. So for all your home goods, Macy's, go check it out.
There you go. Francesca. It is
Maria.
Oh, so you never call me Maria. Oh, that was sweet. I'm like getting teary-eyed. Okay, anyways. It is the last Monday podcast that we are doing this year.
Yep.
We will be back in 2021 on January 4th, 2021. And you know what? It's been a ride, okay? I will say the last 8 months or more than that. I just say 8 months. It feels like the appropriate time. I feel like everyone just says 8 months, but who knows?
I always say 6. And like I said 6 when it was not even close to 6. Like it was like 3. And now it's way past 6. And I'm still saying 6.
Yeah. It's 6 and 8 are like the perfect time frame. Yeah. Anywhere between 6 and 8 months. It's been a long time. The world has completely changed, up and down, all around. Things have changed. But the one thing that has remained the same is this podcast and our great listeners who are the reason we are able to have this show. So as I was reflecting in the shower the other day, I was sitting on the floor, letting the hot water run on me.
I was doing the same thing. Well, not sitting on the floor, but I had these thoughts in the shower the other day too, about just like how great our listeners are this year.
Exactly. Me too. I was, that's my form of a bath, by the way. I just sit on the shower floor and let the hot water hit me. It's like the same thing as a bath to me. But I was like, you know what? It's been a hard year, mostly for everybody in more ways than others for some. We've been fortunate enough to have our job, to do this show, have great listeners to keep us going. And it made me smile a little bit because I was a little sad when I was in the shower running hot water on myself on the floor, as you can tell. That's not a thing you do when you're normally like up and cheery. Yeah. And I was like, you know, my mental health hasn't been great as well as many others. But the one thing that keeps us all going is this show.
Yeah, we just have to, it's hard, especially this year, to just get lost in everything that's happening. But it is a great reminder that for us, how lucky we are to do this show together, to continue doing it all year with all of these crazy things going on, to continue having people listen to us, which, you know, is fantastic because we've been doing this for a while now and somehow you guys are still listening to us.
Thank God.
That is pretty freaking awesome. And we appreciate it so, so much. We appreciate how amazing you guys are and how, fantastic you are and dedicated to listening to the show and listening to us and making us feel great. It's been an absolute saving grace. I think this year would have been 10 times harder without all of that, all of what we were able to do and talk about and have on here, because sometimes this podcast can be very therapeutic for us. So it is nice to have everybody listening to us, and we really, really appreciate it. And we hope we can get back to like actually seeing people's faces in 2021. I just remember, don't you remember talking at the beginning of this year and being like, oh, we want to travel. We want to maybe we want to go on tour. Like there were so many ideas that we had and we were nervous about. Like we were like, oh, I don't know if we should be doing this. Like, are people going to come see us? Like this could be absolutely awful. Now, after this year, when 2021 comes around, I'm like, if once we're allowed to do it and able to do it safely, sign me up. I don't care if there's 3 people in the crowd. I will talk to those 3 people.
I agree. And it's like looking back on it, I was doing the same thing as like thinking about last year, like how we do this podcast and we wrap up the year. And I was like, damn, we were hyping up 2021 so much to our listeners. We were like, guys, we got the best year coming up. Yeah. We had some cool
2020,
things planned.
2020.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 2021.
Yes.
Sorry. 2020. Now it's just rolling off the tongue, but
yes.
I was like, we had so many cool things lined up and unfortunately it just didn't happen that way. But many other worse things have happened to people, and we are fortunate enough to still be talking to you guys via this podcast. So although 2020 has been a hard year, I was just thinking, you know what? Got to take the positives out of it. I know I said, nobody should be saying 2020 was their best year and this year fucking sucks and all that. But moving forward, I guess we can try to find the positive in it. What has happened in your lives. I don't know. Maybe it is tough to find a positive, but hopefully Fran and I have given you some joy and a distraction in some way or shape or form, because like Fran said, this podcast is therapeutic to us and it has given me exactly that. I know when I'm feeling down and then I'm like, oh, we got the podcast. This is the one thing that still remains the same. We got the podcast. So it feels good. Love you guys so much. Love you, Fran and Noah, of course. Don't really like to get too sentimental with you guys. So, but the listeners, of course.
Anytime we get sentimental like this, I remember hugging Noah after Rolling Loud.
Oh my God.
And feeling so uncomfortable. It makes you feel awkward all over again.
Remember when you hugged Noah? I will never live that down. I was like,
I don't think you ever talked about that.
I will never live it down. No, we definitely did.
Not on the podcast.
It was so
jarring.
We
definitely did. It was
like
I was even in the moment like, what is going on?
There are certain people you hug and there's certain people you don't hug. And Noah would not be somebody that I hug ever. I don't know why. It just is like, it's not weird.
Not a sign. It's not weird. Like people might think that's weird, but there's no it's not because we don't like each other or anything. It's just
I would give Noah a hug if he was my friend, but he is my friend. but in a work now I'm just going down
now I'm just getting roasted. I feel like Trent on the podcast.
Noah is my friend. Yes. But he's also our producer.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if
we're really not explaining this
I'm not explaining it right at all.
I feel like our listeners get it from the way I feel like we interact with Noah.
I would never hug Trent either. That's
no.
I wouldn't not.
I wouldn't. I think it's just a coworker thing. I wouldn't really hug anyone that we work with.
I'm thinking though, when I see them in an outside setting, if I'm out with them, I may have given them a hug greeting wise, but that would be people I hang out with at work outside.
Yeah.
I don't hang out with everybody at work outside of the office. So it would be only those. Now we're getting into a deep discussion about who we hug, but here, can I say something that's been weighing heavy on my mind? About hugging people at the office. And this is even weirder, but Dave is obviously my partner for Stool Streams and the Purple Hedgehogs. And like, if we win, we high five and whatever. But I was thinking if like we won the championship, would we just do a normal high five like usual?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The answer is yes. Maybe a double.
Like a double high five?
A two-hander high five?
Because I feel like if you win something with your teammate, you would be like jumping up and down with each other. And I was that would just not be the case. Like with that, we would not be jumping up and down together.
You could be jumping up and down individually.
Yeah.
But definitely not together.
No,
I'm not gonna lie.
Out of the podcast for real.
I hope you win so badly, just for that moment now to see what happens.
These are the things I think about every scenario in my life way too much, which is causing me the anxiety that I have, is that I overthink everything. So like I'm thinking about, I haven't even gone to the playoffs yet. And I'm thinking about if I win the championship. Like I don't know why that thought comes across my mind. And while we're on this topic, should I bring it up to Trent? No, I'll bring it up now anyway, but I'll bring it up probably again with Trent. Somebody tweeted to me and Trent the other day and was like, I'm getting major crush vibes from Rhea on Barstool Trent. Like she wrote like, she's always asking him questions about his personality and like all this stuff. And I was dying laughing. And I texted it to you guys in the chat and I texted it to Trent and we were dying because years ago, like 4 years ago, when I was first started talking to Hank, people thought, because me and Trent sat next to each other, people thought like me and Trent were like, I don't know what, they would just like comment about me and Trent. So then me and Trent would like purposely like be in the background of videos with like his arm around me and stuff like that. So I was trying to find that screenshot and reply to the girl and being like, been there, had that, like, or something like that. But I couldn't find it. And then also I was laughing out loud. And I said it to Hank. I was like, "Yo, look at this tweet!" Like dying laughing. He was like, "That's not that funny, Rhea. Like, like if this was like roles reversed, like you wouldn't be happy and like laughing." I was like, "Good point. Good point." Yeah. But I also was like a little taken aback that people thought I was flirting with Trent, and I was like, "Oh my god, I have to stop. Like that can't happen. Like that we can't have that."
Which is hilarious because if that was you flirting, that's some bad fucking flirting.
Right? Like I'm a terrible flirter if that's how I flirt. I'm just fucking mean to people.
Yeah, your meaty hands. Yes.
That's the thing. That's like the worst part.
Well, that is like the elementary school, like
when you pick on somebody that you like.
Yeah.
No, I just pick on my friends. So it's like I act the same way to Trent that I act to like Kelly Keys, right? Like me and you have a different relationship where we don't pick on each other that much, but like Kelly Keys, like I absolutely like rip apart all the time, but she goes back at me and it's that sort of relationship. You know what I mean? But I feel like when you are that friendly, sometimes when you're that friendly with a guy or something, people just like to assume right away. They're like, "Oh my God, flirting." But like we do that too when we watch other people because it's the exciting thing to think. Yeah,
it definitely is. But no extracurriculars happening between Rhea and Trent.
No, unfortunately not. Unfortunately not.
Unfortunately not. The last thing I do want to say, because we did segue from talking about how we really appreciate all of our listeners, and this has been a wild, wild year. I'll end with a quick thank you. We love you guys. Thank you so much. And thank you to all the healthcare workers who listen to our show and have had this year, sending love to anybody who lost a loved one this year, because it was a tough year to lose someone, whether it was because of COVID or because of something else and all of those things. So we love you guys. Thank you for sticking by us, and hopefully 2021 will be better.
Yeah, we can't set any expectations, but hopefully
I'm not even going to say great. Like, I'm just going to be like, I just hope it's better.
Yeah, no, we won't put great out there. We'll just say it's hopefully going to be better. And yes, thank you all. Thank you also. We're not going to go through every occupation, but also want to give a shout out to the teachers out there, because I have a lot of teachers in my family, and I've been hearing about how hard it is, obviously, back and forth, in and out of school, teaching them over Zoom in the classroom. If you teach a younger class and these kids are running around around like animals. You can't control them. Masks flying off, hard to keep them in line. So that must have been really tough as well. So thank you to all the teachers out there as well. And just the listeners of this podcast. I can't express enough how much you guys mean to us. And even if we don't respond on social media, it doesn't mean we don't see it. Obviously, can't get to everybody, but we do see your very nice and kind messages, and they do really mean a lot. And they help us get through the day just as much as we hope this podcast gets you through the day. So on that note, happy New Year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Continue.
You go.
No. I had something I wanted to say. Now I forget. So it's gone. It's gone.
What? Come on. The was so exciting.
It was. Shit. It's totally gone. It's totally gone. Yeah. It's gone. Fuck, what was it?
Come on.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year. Yeah, Happy New Year. It's the end of the year. We love you all very much. And it's time to get into the freaking topics. And it's a good one because we got Bachelor bios, which is everybody's favorite.
Oh,
Fran,
I remember.
It better be good with the suspense that you've given us. Or make something up.
No, I remember. How good was The Holiday? I know you watched it.
Oh, yeah, I did watch The Holiday and I really liked it. Because so I watched The Holiday and then I watched Love Actually after that because I've never seen Love Actually. And I liked The Holiday better than Love Actually. It was way better in my opinion. Love Actually didn't live up to the hype. Sorry, not sorry. It didn't live up to the hype.
I just lost so much respect for you.
Oh, well.
Oh my! Have you seen The Holiday, Noah?
No, but just that she doesn't like Love Actually, like that just cancels out.
I didn't like Love Actually. I just watched it right after The Holiday, and The Holiday is very good.
So
don't you dare tell me you lost respect for me ever again.
No. Also, the hot take these days is that Love Actually is not that good. Now,
I mean, that's so dumb.
I do enjoy watching Love Actually, but every year more and more people kind of tear down the storylines and talk about how like bizarre each storyline really is and how like not cute most of them are. You're like, objectively, that's not like a cute love story. So
like what?
Like the couple that doesn't Colin Firth, who they can't speak the same language. No. Like, is that weird? There's also the falling in love with your best friend's wife. Like, hey, that's not great.
That was a problem. That was
cheating.
A big problem.
Alan Rickman cheating on his wife. There's some questionable.
That's just the sad truth of like life.
No, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here and going back at you, Noah, because I do enjoy watching Love Actually. I definitely like it. However, I would choose to watch The Holiday before I watch Love Actually.
That was the issue. If I watched Love Actually solo, I probably would have been like, yeah, great movie. But I watched The Holiday right before Love Actually. I watched them back to back. And The Holiday was just fantastic. The little girls that play Jude Law's daughters.
Yeah.
So freaking cute. Cameron Diaz, fantastic. Those blue eyes when she cries are unbelievable.
Jude Law
got Kate
so
Winslet.
Hot in that movie.
Jude Law is unbelievable in that
so
movie,
hot.
which probably helps a lot.
It does.
And also, I just watched The Undoing with Hugh Grant as a sociopath. So, if I get pure Jude Law with his cute daughters in The Holiday, and then I get Prime Minister Hugh Grant, who's actually a sociopath, killing people on the side, it doesn't sit right. It doesn't sit right.
The best story in Love Actually, the best story in Love Actually is Liam Neeson, the kid with Liam Neeson. That's the best one.
I will say I looked up, and I'm fucking done with Rotten Tomatoes. I looked up the Rotten Tomatoes score versus Love Actually and The Holiday, and Love Actually was like way higher.
The Holiday has a horrible score. It's just
better than Couples Retreat though.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
whatever. But just saying,
I'm
done with Rotten Tomatoes. I look, but I'm done with it.
I cry every time Eli Wallach walks onto that stage to get his award. He's honored by the Writers Guild. It gets me every time.
So
it gets
cute.
up there. He's like, I'm shocked I could get up those stairs. Everybody, and he's just so cute. His relationship with Kate Winslet in that movie is so cute. You know, he filmed that movie when he was like 90 years old.
Damn. Gramps got it.
He lived till he was 99.
That's insane.
Yeah. But
I want to know his secrets.
Oh, fantastic. I love that movie. I watched it again. And on top of that, Hans Zimmer does the score for that movie. And Hans Zimmer is fantastic. He had like just the music from The Holiday is so recognizable. It's beautiful.
I would argue the same thing for Love Actually.
It is. Love Actually has great music as well.
It definitely
does.
Said out loud during Love Actually, this is a great soundtrack.
Oh no, Love Actually
will give Love Actually the music.
Yeah. Love Actually.
And I actually did play White Christmas by Otis Redding on the last podcast. Yeah. The podcast. So.
Yes.
I'm a big Love Actually fan. I can't believe you said that you didn't really think it was great. So.
Noah,
how many times do I need to explain that
also,
I watched The Holiday right before Love Actually?
You've never seen The Holiday. Maybe you would love The Holiday.
Yeah, maybe you would be like, wow, this movie was actually better than Love Actually.
No, there's no way that would happen. But I'll watch it. But there's no way that
Are you like a Love Actually fanatic? Do you have posters on your wall?
No, I'm just saying like that's like the greatest.
I'm actually shocked because I kind of feel like you wouldn't like Love Actually. You're not really a rom-com kind of guy.
No, what are you talking about? I've talked about how I love Just Friends before and Hitch. Yes. Those are great movies.
Well, those are classics. We're talking, those are absolute classics.
What other rom-coms do you like? Name some other ones.
I mean, I don't know off the top of my head. The guy who directed Love Actually is a great director. He has like a ton of great movies.
He can be a great director, and Love Actually could be a good movie. But The Holiday
is Nancy Meyers, baby.
Enjoyable.
Nancy Meyers is a goat.
I don't really know.
It's complicated. Something's got to give. That lady knows how to do some love stories.
I don't know.
The Parent Trap, done deal.
Yeah.
The Parent Trap is better than all those movies that you named. Better than Just Friends. Better than Hitch. Better than Love Actually. The Parent Trap is a phenomenal movie.
Just Friends and Hitch.
Yes, The Parent Trap is way better than Just Friends and Hitch.
I mean,
Hitch
Just Friends is probably like my number one.
What? Really? The Parent Trap is so much better than Just Friends.
I love Just Friends, but not that much. Like, and also Hitch. Like my go-to answer from when Hitch came out to like probably the end of high school, when people asked me what my favorite movie was, I would say Hitch. I've watched Hitch a million times.
That's interesting. Mine was
like my family's watched Hitch so many times. When I was with my parents this weekend, and we were flipping through the movie channels, and it was on, and my dad was like, should we do a Hitch viewing? Like it's just we've seen it so many times. But it's
just that good.
Yeah.
That's so funny that you have that like one movie that was like your go-to favorite. Like I always said A Walk to Remember was my favorite movie. It's not. Yeah. But for a really long time when people asked me what my favorite movie was, it was A Walk to Remember. I was like, done. I always said A Walk to Remember.
And I didn't like I don't really have like a favorite movie ever. So, and I loved Hitch, so I would just be like, it's Hitch.
Yeah, but you're talking about rom-coms, right? Not just like overall.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
No.
Favorite movie.
Overall movie.
I just want to put it out there that I was talking about rom-com when I said Just Friends. And like when I'm talking right now.
Oh, okay. Like your favorite movie of all time is not Just Friends.
No, that is not my number one movie.
No. He was talking about rom-coms because I said
Yeah.
I didn't really think Noah would like rom-coms because I feel like he likes very well done movies.
Those are well done movies.
Are we putting The Parent Trap? Are we putting The Parent Trap into rom-com category?
No, I wasn't putting.
Yeah, that was kind of like out of left field.
Because
I only threw Parent Trap in there because Noah was talking about the director of Love Actually, and I said the director of The Holiday is Nancy Meyers, who's done so many amazing movies, aka The Parent Trap.
And when you name The Parent Trap compared to what that director has done, Love Actually, The Parent Trap is better.
Yeah.
I mean,
so when it like goes down the line, overall, The Parent Trap is The Parent Trap a rom-com though? When you think about it, something to think about, something to ponder on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you?
A family comedy. I wonder what category it falls under if you look it up. Oh no, it does say romantic comedy. 1998 American romantic comedy. Co-written and directed by Nancy Meyers, the goddamn goat.
I see family comedy.
Oh, I think family comedy definitely fits.
Why are we going back and forth about what Parent Trap is?
I don't know.
Wait,
anyway, The Holiday is a great movie.
Was that your first time watching Love Actually?
That was my first time watching Love Actually.
And The Holiday.
Don't forget. And the thing is, Kelly was like, we watched The Holiday, and then Kelly was like, you need to watch Love Actually next. And I was like, are you sure? Like, are you sure we should watch Love Actually next? And she's like, oh my God, it is fantastic. And then she could tell I wasn't as hyped about it. And she was like, you know what? It's because we watched The Holiday first. And The Holiday is better than Love Actually.
God, sweet. God, this, sometimes when I tell you to watch something, I get nervous because I'm like, oh God, I love it so much. If she doesn't like it, I'm going to be sad. I'll respect it because, she's allowed to have her own opinion. But if she doesn't like it,
that's very big of you.
Yeah, no. So I kid you, when you texted me, it was like The Holiday is a great movie. I was like, yes.
Yeah, it got me. Those cute little girls, they just won me over. In that moment, I was like, that's it. Sold. Love this movie.
Yep.
All right. Well, we said we were going to get into the topics 20 minutes ago, so I think it's time to get into the topics.
Yes.
We got Frankie Jonas, aka the fourth Jonas, is taking over TikTok. He's a star.
TikTok god.
Yep. Erika, Jayne, and Tom Girardi, we find out more information about their relationship, and they're basically poor. That was just to put it bluntly. The D'Amelios have gotten a reality show on Hulu. We all saw that coming. Ariana Grande just got engaged, and we have the Bachelor bios for Matt James's season. We're going to go through every single one, guys, so buckle the freak up. It's happening. Let's get into it, starting off with Frankie Jonas's TikTok.
Frankie Jonas is making a name for himself on TikTok. Now, if you aren't aware, Frankie Jonas is the bonus Jonas. He's the Jonas brother number 4. And he is the youngest in the family. He is in school. He's been all over TikTok. And TikTok loves Frankie. Just really so good. They went viral this weekend because Nick and Priyanka put up a TikTok. They duetted someone who was like making big fake lips, and it was a compliment to Priyanka. Her lips are great, yada yada, and all the comments.
Friend, tell us how you really feel.
And Priyanka has beautiful lips, so yeah, It makes sense. But
you sound jealous of her lips.
Maybe a little bit. My lips do not look like that, and so. But all the comments were about Frankie Jonas. Like, all the comments were like, oh my God, you're Frankie's brother. Like, freaking out. It was so funny. And so Frankie then made a TikTok of him scrolling through the comments being like, y'all are crazy in my brother's comments. And he was all, bashful. Mm-hmm. And then Nick duetted that TikTok looking at that. And he like fake called Joe and Kevin on the phone, was like, Joe, Kevin. Yeah. Remember what forget about Frankie joining the band. You don't. Frankie and he commented like, I don't need the band. I've got TikTok now. So, and it's crazy. Frankie has, let's see, when I looked this weekend, today we're recording on Sunday. When I was watching the video on Saturday, sound is playing on TikTok. Okay. He had 800,000 followers on TikTok, and he now has 1.3 million.
Let's go, Frankie.
Yeah, Frankie.
Yeah. Because now Frankie is going to be the TikTok star of the family, and he'll probably become even more famous than the Jonas Brothers with the way TikTok makes you grow. People just become superstars left and right. Frankie Jonas has got this in the bag. And I think what's hilarious is the comments that people, if you're not on board with TikTok now, I don't know how else to convince you, because I feel like people think TikTok is just like people dancing or whatever it is. It's really not. Like, your For You page is made for you and things you like. So if you like funny videos are going to come up. If you like beauty products are going to come up. You like fashion.
I gotta like some new things.
Yeah. Style, like different styles are going to come up. It's made for you. So like anything you like will pop up for you. The comment sections on TikTok are either ruthless or fucking hilarious. Like this whole thing that they're going to now do to every Jonas brother. They're going to, I'm telling you, they're going to do it to every Jonas brother. They're going to be like, oh my God, you're Frankie's brother, you're Frankie's brother. They do not let shit die. Cody Ko is known as like the grandpa of TikTok. All they do is comment, hey, when are you going into the nursing home? Oh no, grandpa's back at it again. Like all they do, like he'll dance and they'll be like, oh no, sit down, grandpa. We don't want you to hurt yourself. Like they just stick with this like grandpa stick. They get something, they hold on to it, and then they just beat it into the ground, but it's hilarious.
The craziest thing is that there probably are really young people on TikTok who are now going to become fans of Frankie Jonas and have not really any idea who the Jonas Brothers are, which is
sad,
terrifying, but true. But Frankie, if you're not following him, go do it. He's killing the TikTok game. He did this hilarious video where he reenacted scenes from Married to Jonas. And they're just, it's really scenes from Married to Jonas that literally send me. And he goes through like ones with Kevin and Danielle and some of them. And he hashtag I'm a disgrace to my family. Hashtag if you never hear from me again, it's because of this. And Joe commented saying, whatever, Danielle, on the video. And then Kevin commented with like the blush emoji with the big eyes, you know?
Embarrassed face.
Yeah, the embarrassed emoji is a good one, a good way to describe it. And Frankie replied to Kevin saying, am I uninvited to Christmas?
That's hilarious.
I mean, Frankie is sneaky, so funny. And this is a great dynamic now to watch. Cause I think Frankie being creative on TikTok and being funny on TikTok makes his brothers be like their more funny self. Like that video from Nick was very funny. Nick doesn't make TikToks like that all the time. So it's like the interaction with Frankie, I think, makes everybody funnier, even though, you know, Joe's very funny. And so it was him and Sophie make great TikToks, but it just benefits everyone, I think.
I was going to bring up the fact that it makes Nick Jonas look a little more fun and goofy. And I didn't know if you were going to get offended that I don't think Nick Jonas comes across as fun and goofy that often. I know that he must be, but Joe is usually the one who comes off more like a jokester.
No,
Nick is a little more serious.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's very, I won't get upset about that. That's a fair statement.
You've accepted that about Nick.
Yeah. Yes. I've always liked that about Nick. Shocking.
Why? Why is that appealing to you? And I'm not, no offense. I'm not like,
no.
Oh my God, you shouldn't be. I'm just curious.
Because I like the glimpses of funny every once in a while. Because I'm like, oh, it's there. It exists. He has it. He just doesn't use it as much, which makes me think behind closed doors, it's even better. If that makes sense.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That makes sense, I guess.
Joe definitely funnier by far.
Yeah, but you weren't like Joe's funniness didn't reel you in like Nick's seriousness did.
Yeah. Yep.
That makes sense. It doesn't make sense, but it does make sense, you know?
Yeah. For me, it makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You're like, there's a mystery behind Nick.
Yeah, look, me and Nick would be, we would never break any rules. We would just be smart, law-abiding citizens.
I mean, you do you, sweetheart. You do you. You do you. I know that you're not a rule. Wait, Nick Jonas is a Virgo, right? I hate when my like astrology side comes out. It's because speaking of TikTok, I've been getting fed so many astrology videos that now I just like know things about the signs and whatnot, whatever. Yeah. But you guys are both Virgos.
Yeah, we are.
And that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You guys both have that energy. What's Joe Jonas?
Joe's birthday is August. So
is he a Leo?
I don't really know all the.
He's a Leo. That makes so much sense.
His birthday is August. His birthday is August 15th. So what's August 15th?
He's a Leo.
Oh, okay.
Joe Jonas is a Leo. That makes sense. So me and you
Kevin's
were like
birthday
the Nick and Joe of the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah. Kevin is November 5th. Oh, he's a Scorpio. That makes sense too.
No, I'm kidding. I know nothing about that. I love when people like be like, ugh, that sign. Like, what do you even like? What does that even mean? How do you not like a specific sign? I don't get it, but that's what astrology people who are into astrology do. But either way,
anyway,
Frankie Jonas is killing it on TikTok, and I expect him to be a star. If you listen to this show, then you guys know how much we love Hard Candy Cosmetics, and we appreciate all the products they put out there. I have a few sitting in front of me right now, actually. They're lip glosses that I absolutely love. Wear every single day. The lip crayon, the concealer I wear every day. It's my favorite concealer. But they are introducing Secrets of a Beauty Icon by Hard Candy times Marilyn Monroe. Every girl should feel beautiful with the skin they're in, and they will with this collection available at hardcandy.com. Go to hardcandy.com to check out the full collection of Marilyn Monroe products. They have the red lipstick, classic Marilyn Monroe. They have the shimmer powder, make you pop off with that great highlighter. They have the setting powder to set your makeup. All these fantastic products. Go check it out at hardcandy.com. While we're on the topic of TikTok, we might as well throw in here that the D'Amelios, aka Charlie, Dixie, Mark, and Heidi, are getting a reality show on Hulu. It's an 8-part series. It seems like Hulu is now jumping into the reality space. You know, the Kardashians have a show on there. Now the D'Amelios have a show on there. I'm sure we're going to see Addison Rae on there soon enough. We're going to see more and more people getting a reality show on Hulu. And it makes sense because cable TV is becoming a thing of the past. Streaming services are where it's at. And being able to watch a reality show on a streaming service is great. We've seen it with Netflix, a bunch of reality shows on there that we've loved. So I feel like it makes sense. And the D'Amelios having a reality show makes sense. Do I think people are going to like the D'Amelios after their reality show comes out? Who fucking knows after that YouTube video that people freaked out about?
Yeah. The thing is that it's weird because people gain so much fame from TikTok from not really showing who they are. You don't really know. And like when Charlie and Dixie really jumped on the scene on TikTok, we didn't know really anything about them, about their family, about their personalities. Their very short videos is all you see from them. And as they've grown, people critique or comment on their lives so much that as that door gets bigger and bigger with how much, we're all seeing into their lives, people are getting so much more critical of what they're doing. We saw that with the YouTube video and the dinner. Like that was national news for multiple days. So it'll be very interesting to see how people react to a docu-series about their lives and seeing more their actual family dynamic and how they are as a family and what they do on their day-to-day from their day-to-day lives, because you don't see that on TikTok. You see nothing. Like you really don't see any deep details.
It's kind of like when Instagram models become famous and then people meet them in person and they're like, wait, what? You don't look like that. And also your personality kind of stinks, like, because you see this curated image of somebody and you like have this, perception of them already made up in your mind, but then you actually get to know them and it's not what you thought. So then you get disappointed. I feel like people have seen that with Charlie and Dixie now. And listen, going back to that YouTube video, like I didn't understand why people were so mad and whatever. I watched Dixie D'Amelio's YouTube video the other day with Noah Beck, the lie detector.
Yes. Is that the one where everybody said that Dixie doesn't love Noah?
Dixie does not come off great. I will say that. Dixie does not come off great whatsoever. It is not a good look. And they had to defend themselves and be like, this is not our whole relationship. It's just what you see, which I get, totally makes sense. I'm sure there's way more to it.
It seems like she
obviously.
just has that kind of personality too. You know what I'm saying? She's a little harsh.
Immature.
Yeah.
She is very immature. Even she seems more immature than Charlie. Charlie seems mature. I'm Charlie Stan all the way.
Yeah.
Dixie, though, it seems a bit immature in this video that I watched on YouTube. And it rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. I was like, I don't really love this vibe I'm getting. And I get it, this isn't, not that they've been thrown into this, but YouTube wasn't their thing. They started making videos on TikTok. So maybe they're just,
like I said, the door wider and wider. YouTube videos, documentaries. They're figuring out
how to act on camera, how to be themselves, still feeling awkward on camera, which I get. That's why I didn't want to judge her too harshly, because I'm like, they're doing this on camera, YouTube video. They're still new to it. Maybe she doesn't feel totally comfortable, and people are obviously pushing for it. People want her to be on YouTube. Her family probably is telling her to be on YouTube. Her management's telling her to do YouTube. Right. So there's other things that go into it. I'm sure that, I've met Charlie.
She may act differently on camera too. Like, when the camera turns on and she's like, maybe I gotta be entertaining. I gotta do something funny. So I don't know.
Well, no, that's the thing. She's not entertaining, or it's like, but it's that's like maybe she's thinking too much about it. She might be
trying too hard and thinking too hard about it, and it's instead moving in the opposite direction.
Right. I think that may be what was happening with this Dixie and Noah video, is where she was thinking about it too much, possibly, and it came across a little rude to Noah. It came across a bit immature at times. So I don't want to judge her entirely off that, because I met them. They're nice people. Obviously, they're not going to be mean to me, but you know, they seemed like down to earth, nice girls, and the family was very nice. So I'm sure they're great people in person. I feel like they're just starting to figure out how to act on camera. And this reality show, I think, is going to be interesting. I think we're going to see a lot of ups and downs with this family. I think they're obviously going to have a say as to what goes into it. So they could probably figure out what should be put into it and what shouldn't be put into it. But with any reality show, you see ups and downs. It's not going to be all rainbows and butterflies. With the Kardashians, there are some episodes where you're like, I hate Khloe and Kim. And then you're like, oh my God, I love Khloe and Kim. It's just life. Sometimes you agree with what they're doing, and sometimes you don't agree with what they're doing. So I think it'll be interesting. I think it's going to get fucking more views than the Kardashian show on Hulu, which is insane, but I think it will at this point.
I'm with you on that. It will definitely get a lot of eyeballs. And I think that you make a good point, Rhea. They could learn a lot about how to make a good reality show or whatever, make it like the Kardashians just always, they just kind of created the template, right, for how to make these shows so successful, to show everything, to not have so much power over the editing where everybody looks great and everybody is shown in a great light and it's all happy times, that you hope that maybe they show some fighting or not fight, what I'm saying, like disagreements or arguments or something where you're like, does she come off that great there? But you have to show their real lives, or else it feels fake. Like it feels like you're watching a highlight reel and not their actual life. So it'll be interesting. It's only, 8 parts, so it's short. So we'll see.
Yeah. And I think if you think about it in a way where it's like, if somebody were to watch your life, they wouldn't agree with everything you did anyway. Like everybody is,
absolutely.
Everybody acts up sometimes. So
absolutely.
It'll
still be perfect all the time.
Watch. No, that would be boring.
Totally, but the online reaction to the show will be interesting to watch, because I'm sure people will have a lot to say about it.
More information is coming out about Erika Jayne and Tom Girardi in this battle of divorce and embezzlement and fraud and all of the above between these two. There's a lot going on. Things have come out about Tom Girardi that he is basically broke at this point. At one point, he may have had $50 to $80 million. Now he's got a couple of thousand in his bank account. He's got nothing. Erika Jayne claims that the reason they were getting a divorce was because of cheating rumors. Allegedly, Tom was cheating. I think it's because they were trying to save their asses because they knew this was coming out. It's not, a coincidence that they were getting divorced one week and then the next week all this shit comes out about fraud and embezzlement. I feel like they kind of go hand in hand.
I think Erika now is trying to separate herself as much as possible from Tom. This blew up so much. I am so shocked still by all of this because I don't know. I did not see any of this coming. And on Dumois, there has been some rumors about, I was at an event a couple years ago and saw Tom and he was with a woman that wasn't Erika, and people thinking that they just had some kind of arrangement. But it's interesting now, Saturday night, it was like, holy shit, Erika posted, or no, Friday night she did this. Friday night she posted screenshots of old messages that look like they were on a very early flip phone. It's like emails from or texts from a long time ago that apparently they're from 2011. And she left it up she didn't leave it up for long, but she posted it and wrote, "This is Justice Trisha A. Bigelow. She was fucking my husband, Tom Girardi, and he was paying her sax bill and paying for her plastic surgery." And it's all screenshots. Like, "Tonight was fantastic, really, but it would be a whole lot better if I were fucking you. Miss you, babe. Makeup sex." There's a picture of an ass. There's a picture of her on the bed. And then I can ask my new boyfriend to pay it if it's a problem. He's got big dough. "Good night, sweets. You control that temper tomorrow on the stand. You are in the right." Like, it is clearly also on the stand. We're seeing some proof. It's like, oh, this woman is a justice. Okay, this is checking out. There, it looks like these are pictures of herself, and if you Google her, she didn't leave it up for that long, and she took it down. But now it seems like she strongly believed her husband had been cheating. An insider had told Us Weekly Erika is really going through it. She's very strong, but this has been very hard for her emotionally. And if I had to guess, now it's like they had an arrangement at some point in their marriage where, Erika was happy with her life, Tom was happy with his life, and they were feeling good. Shit hits the fan. Tom is in big, big trouble now. And Erika's like, I'm getting out of Dodge here. Like, Tom's a cheater. I didn't have anything to do with this. I'm out. I want a divorce. I want to be able to make money on my own. I don't want to be attached to Tom or have to pay for anything that Tom has done. Because now Tom's assets are frozen. And there's rumors that Erika has to stop her business deals. She has been selling clothes, and it's like they're saying like, hey, you have to stop doing this now. So it's pretty crazy. I'm still shocked by all of it.
Yeah, I find it all to be shocking, but not shocking at the same time. Like, I'm really not that shocked. And I think it's because it's not the first time we've seen a Real Housewife in trouble in this way. Like, Teresa Giudice and her family, that whole thing, when that came out, it was shocking because it was kind of the first time it happened in Real Housewives. Now this comes out and I'm like, all right, makes sense. Rich people up to scummy shit.
Yeah.
I see it. I've heard it before. I'm not entirely shocked by this scenario. I do wonder where Erika Jayne lies in all of this. Was she aware of what Tom was doing? Was she doing the same sort of thing? Did she have no idea what Tom was doing? Were they living separate lives to the point where she didn't even know he was doing this sort of thing? You don't know because people are scummy. They hide things. If he's cheating and he's hiding that, he could have been hiding this. So you don't know what Erika Jayne did or did not know. If she did know, that's fucked up, obviously. But we don't know if she knew or not. If she didn't know, then I feel bad for her, and I would hope that she can still make money doing her own thing. But if she did know, then it's fucked up.
Yeah, it definitely is. The law firm that is representing the victims of that plane crash that they're saying that Tom, took the money from, that was supposed to be for the victims, had filed a document on Friday because Tom's assets have now been frozen, that Erika has to stop selling clothes that she sells through the how am I going to say, Vestiaire Collective, which she sells, she promotes on her social media. The document said, simply put, the court froze all of Tom Girardi's assets, and that means all communal property is frozen too. Erika Girardi must stop selling her clothes. The law firm is also requesting that Jayne deposit any money earned from the sales after the freeze to be put in place with the county clerk, the court clerk. So it's tough because it makes sense to me that they did potentially try and get this divorce done before all of this happened in an attempt to move some of their assets and have Erika Jayne have her, have some money on her own, or even move money that she could potentially move for Tom in a way, because that's what these court documents are saying. Like, oh, we don't know if she's trying to move some of this money that Tom has and what's been going on. She's still linked to all of this. So it's all really crazy and clearly goes very, very deep, because despite all the money things, you got Erika throwing these screenshots from 2011 out on the internet. Erika's posting Instagram videos of her face on Daenerys Targaryen, like in the end of Game of Thrones. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
I don't know what's going on, but I hope we see it in some way, shape, or form on a reality show.
Yeah, if we don't get any of this on Beverly Hills, like, it's just so annoying. I was texting with one of my friends about this the other day, because I just finished all of Real Housewives of New Jersey. I'm totally up to date. I've watched all 10 seasons. And I was like, you know what? I love Beverly Hills and I'm so entertained by them. But the one thing that is so awesome about New Jersey is there's just more honesty. Mm-hmm. There's more talk. Like, you watch everything happen with Teresa and the lawsuits and the court and jail and everything. Even Margaret was open more about her lawsuits and being sued and things like that. When that comes up on Beverly Hills, it's like, whoa, no go. Like when Dorit was having, money problems, or money problems, and they had attempted to talk about it. It was like, can't talk about it. So they never really go that deep, I feel like, on Beverly Hills. So I hope that we get to see some details, but I also wouldn't be shocked if this is completely not part of the show at all.
Italian families know no bounds. They don't. So that's why the Real Housewives of New Jersey is just chaos, because nothing is a secret. There is nothing that is a secret. I'll get a text from my cousin about what my parents told her about something in my life. I'm like, how did you find this out in literally 2 minutes? Like, they are all calling each other up on the phone. Yep. Gossiping away. That's what Italian families do. So they don't care. They're going to let that shit fly. Beverly Hills, they're a little more prim and proper. Yep. They don't want their family secrets getting out, which shady. So I hope we do see it.
Yeah. Yeah. I would like some answers.
As we are sitting here, news just broke that Ariana Grande is engaged yet again to her boyfriend, now fiance, Dalton Gomez. This is a live reaction because it's literally just hitting Instagram, Twitter all right now. Ariana Grande posted in her latest Instagram post a picture. She wrote "Forever and Then Some" and a picture of the engagement ring. And I don't know what is happening. I don't know why this is happening, but I would advise Ariana Grande to not get engaged again so fast. I don't know. That's just me. That's my personal opinion. If she's happy though and in love, we can't be like, no, Ariana Grande, don't get engaged. But this didn't work out well last time. And it hasn't really been that long that she's been with Dalton Gomez. So I don't know why this is happening. Good for them, I guess.
Oh
Beautiful
God.
fucking ring. Beautiful ring. Honestly,
unbelievable, stunning. It's like half diamond, half pearl.
And I'll show it for the people on YouTube that I am showing the Instagram right now.
Oh my, it's like the giant oval diamond that like Hailey Bieber has that's tilted sideways with a pearl next to it on a delicate gold band. It's stunning. It's absolutely stunning.
I've never seen an engagement ring where I was like, I want that to be my engagement ring. I really don't have one in my head. I think I have one now. I think I have one. I like this a lot.
I've never seen anything like that with the pearl.
Neither have I, and I like it a whole lot. That's fucking cool. That's a cool ass ring.
That is gorgeous.
Damn.
You know what?
Good for them. Now I'm all in. I'm like, the ring is great. Go for it.
Wow,
go
good
ahead,
ring,
you crazy kids.
I'm shocked by this. See, now like this worries me because it is. I'm getting a little bit of like Demi Lovato PTSD.
Oh my God, I was just gonna say that. I was like, oh no.
I'm getting Demi Lovato PTSD only because Ariana and Dalton, I think, they were, I believe, dating pre-pandemic, but it wasn't that public. I don't think it really became public until later, earlier this year, but after like March. So it has definitely not been that long. And it worries me because I do feel like it's a little bit of fake life. They've been in lockdown. They have not been traveling. Ariana has not been all over the world like she normally is. And they can kind of hunker down and be together, just the two of them, and fall madly in love, which is beautiful. But you hope that when maybe their lives go back to normal, which hopefully it does, that they still are able to maintain the relationship. Because Demi Lovato, she fell in love so fast. It happened so quick. She didn't really even know the guy that well. And that fell apart so badly, came crashing down. So you hope it is nothing like that. I do think Dalton seems very different than like a guy like Max. So different scenarios here. I don't think Dalton is after the fame that I think Max potentially was. He seems very wholesome, and he in this selfie, this black and white photo, doesn't he kind of look like a Pete Davidson, Shawn Mendes combo?
He just looks like Pete Davidson so much. And I guess Shawn Mendes, now that you've mentioned it, yeah, he does.
Right? Like really, in that picture specifically, I feel like I see a combo.
Right. But what you mentioned was such a good point about them not living in real life. Like they've just been in lockdown or whatever they've been doing. Ariana Grande, not on tour, like you said, not really living her true pop star lifestyle.
Yeah.
Is he going to be able to handle that when it comes down to the time that, things slowly, maybe Ariana Grande is able to go on tour or live a little bit more normally than we are this year? I worry about that, but I'm going to be happy for them. I'm not going to say automatically that I think this is going to end in a breakup, but you guys know where our heads are at. I don't feel like this is a good idea, but I really like the ring. And
she is a hopeless romantic.
Happy, she is, right? Like
she that's really the thing, is. Though. I respect that though.
Does it even? No, that's what I was gonna say. Like now I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it. Does it even really fucking matter if she gets engaged and then breaks up again? Like who cares?
No,
she's getting nice rings, and when you're famous, it doesn't really matter. She's dedicated to the love people. Game. Like normal people, when they get married and divorced, it's like whoa. When celebrities get married and divorced or they get engaged and they break up, it's like, that makes sense. It happens all the time. It's just, it's no thing, The money isn't a thing when it comes to the divorce scenario.
Yeah.
The ring isn't a problem because of the money they have. Like they didn't spend an entire year saving up their life savings to buy their girlfriend or significant other a ring. They're it's a whole different game.
I don't know about
this
that
guy,
with this guy,
because this one's really nice. But Ariana Grande bought her own ring, remember, for Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
So she probably did the same for this guy. She's Ariana Grande. She's money out the wazoo. This guy doesn't have Ariana Grande money. He doesn't have that ring money, or maybe he does. I don't know.
Maybe he does.
He could possibly, actually, probably. But that's a nice ring.
I'm staring at this photo. I'm loving everything more and more about it. I want to get my nails done like hers. I like those nails.
I like those nails, but one of them is really crooked, and it's. I feel like she has to go to a new nail technician because that one on her ring finger is really crooked.
No, it's not. It's just her finger is bent a weird way.
You think so?
Yeah. Like, I think just like the way her fingers go, like I think her just ring finger folds into her middle finger more, you know?
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but
I've seen crooked
acrylics
though.
Yeah. This is wow. Because she is this hopeless romantic, I want to say I'm shocked, but I'm also like, okay, I get it. She's in love. We're in this stage. Look, I hope this is the guy for her. I really do. And that they make this work because they have clearly fallen madly in love in the last 9 months. So it all moves so fast. It's just, crazy kids. You slow down. But congratulations to Ariana and Dalton.
Yeah, congrats.
Ariana Grande Gomez. It has a nice ring to it.
She can't take somebody else's name.
No, she never would publicly, but maybe legally. Let's get into our Bachelor bios. We're reading everybody's bio, talking about it. So you know what, guys? If you're listening to this, I highly suggest cracking open a Coors Light. This is it's a long segment. We're talking about everybody's bio, but guess what? It's time to chill, relax. We just recorded all of that, and you know what? I will be having a Coors Light to celebrate getting through all of the bios, because right now, you might be feeling like there's a lot going on. There's so the world is moving around you, and you just need a moment to yourself, a time to relax, to turn off, to hit reset. That's when you reach for a Coors Light. It's the beer that's literally made to chill. They got new packaging right now. It's already hitting the shelves. Features clear skies that invite you to sit back, unwind, and drink it all in. Obviously, the iconic Coors Light Mountain still turn blue when your beer is as cold as the Rockies. It's a brand new look for the same ice cold refreshment. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged. It's as crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Rockies. Perfect for a moment to unwind, which, hey, Maria and I, we were just talking for a long time. We had a lot to say, more than we thought. And now it's time to sit in silence and watch some football and drink some Coors Light. It's the perfect way to unwind, and that's why we choose this beer when we need to unwind. So when you want to hit reset, reach for the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light in the new look delivered straight to your door at get.coorslight.com. And always remember to celebrate responsibly. It's coming from the Coors Brewing Company in Golden, Colorado. Let's get into our Bachelor bios. That had kind of like a church ring to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What is the
Christ has died. Yes. Christ has risen. Christ will come again. Yep, that's kind of how I said it.
Yep, that's what it is.
All right. Yep, I'm up at the pulpit. Time to get into the Bachelor bios. Let's start. We're going in alphabetical order, baby, starting with number 1. Abigail, 25-year-old client financial manager from Beaverton, Oregon. She is Oregon. Do I say it wrong? What's the proper way to say Oregon?
Oregon.
Are you sure?
Well, I'm just saying that's the only other way you would say it. It's one of the two.
I know.
I always say Oregon, but I think that's wrong.
TBD.
It's Oregon.
Somebody who lives there, why don't you tell us?
Yeah.
Abigail is a beautiful soul from the Pacific Northwest who says that nothing makes her happier than enjoying a cold local microbrew on a beautiful O-word day. Having a hearing impairment never stopped Abigail from living her life to the fullest. She loves being outdoors, and when she's not working, she loves to spend time with family, whom she says bring out the best of her. Abigail is easygoing, laid back, always down to have fun, and ready to find the man of her dreams. She says she is looking for a man who will lift her up and make her feel like it's just the two of them in the whole wide world. Good looks are definitely a plus, but Abigail says that getting to know someone on a deeper level is far more important in a successful relationship. Abigail says she doesn't believe in love at first sight, but we'll see if that holds up after she meets Matt. Abigail loves to spend her free time golfing with her grandparents. She loves Calvin Harris because his beats slap.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Abigail's favorite way to approach a guy is by accidentally bumping into them. I like Abigail because you know what? Calvin Harris's beats do slap.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like Abigail. She's really cute. She has a good story that she had the hearing impairment, but that didn't stop her from living her life to the fullest. We love that kind of perseverance from Abigail. So I like Abigail.
I like Abigail too. I think she and Matt would be very cute. I think she's age appropriate. That's a good age, a little bit younger, but not too young. And
should we rate the bios, the whole package?
I don't know. I feel weird doing that sometimes.
I'm not rating her off her looks.
No, I know. Her package.
If this was the guys, you'd be like, go ahead. But because it's the girls, you're like, I don't know. Yes. But I'm not talking about her looks.
Yeah. I know you're not talking about her looks.
Talking about her bio. I'm going to rate them.
It's just because there's so. It's just because there's so many.
It's more exciting this way. I'm gonna give it.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give Abigail an 8.5. She mentioned that she likes golfing with her grandparents. That always melts people's hearts. She has the hearing impairment that never stopped Abigail from living her life to the fullest. Have to remember that. Calvin Harris's beat slap. 8.5. Yep.
Okay. Alana, 26, photographer from Toronto, Canada. Alana has always taken the road less traveled. Instead of taking the traditional college path after high school, she leaned into her desire for adventure and moved to Europe, where she enrolled in different programs throughout Europe. She calls this decision her greatest accomplishment yet because it took her on a journey of self-discovery and exploration that really shaped her into the independent woman she is today. Adventure is definitely a key component to Alana's life, her latest one being a move to Toronto completely on a whim. When Alana isn't off exploring the world, she loves spending her free time sipping bubbles at local wineries, painting or cooking, and is here with hopes of finding a man to share in the everyday pleasures of life. Will this journey be the greatest adventure of her life? We can't wait to find out. Alana says she is the queen of puns. Her dream job would be working as a restaurant critic for Michelin restaurants. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I love her. 10 out of 10. Alana loves to spend the holidays with her mom, making fettuccine from scratch and watching the holiday.
Perfect. 10 out of 10 bio. I was going to take some points off for saying that she likes to go to the wineries to sip bubbles because there's no bubbles in wine. But you know what? We're giving her 10 for just the holiday reference.
She's might be having some Prosecco at the wineries. Come on. There's some bubbles.
True. But sipping bubbles at local wineries doesn't exactly float off the tongue. You know what I mean?
Oh my,
because not all wines have bubbles.
Yep.
Majority of them don't.
Yep. You know what?
But the holiday makes up for it.
The holiday and making fettuccine from scratch with her mom. That sounds delightful.
Also,
wow, Alana, here for it.
She loves adventure, and I feel like Matt James likes adventure.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Wow, I just had like a deep connection to this woman just from that one line. That's weird. That's kind of weird. That we just spent that long talking about that movie. Okay. Alicia, 24-year-old professional ballerina from New York. Alicia is a hardworking and incredibly driven woman. When she was only 13, she began pursuing her career as a professional ballerina. Through years of dedication and commitment to her craft, she is now proudly living her dream, dancing for the prestigious Dance Theater of Harlem. While it took a ton of hard work to get where she is, Alicia wouldn't change a thing. After years of being unlucky in love, she's ready to find a man who will absolutely desire her. Her ultimate date consists of a day on the boat, drinking champagne and eating from a thoughtfully curated charcuterie board, followed by shopping and a romantic dinner at one of New York's best rooftop bars. She describes herself as very confident but not sappy. She's not looking for anyone who relies on cheesy pickup lines and would prefer a man who gets straight to the point. For Alicia, it's all about finding a handsome, intelligent, and respectful man who is not afraid to put in the hard work to make their love go the distance. Alicia once performed on stage with Aretha Franklin. She loves hot chocolate, and she says she loves all vegetables with the exception of tomatoes.
I'm giving Alicia.
I like her.
Fuck, I wish I didn't give Abigail an 8.5 because that like really started off high.
You did start off
and
high,
I feel like I liked Alicia's bio better than Abigail's, but I wouldn't give it an 8.5. Would
you like to
I want to retract Abigail's 8.5. I want to give Abigail a 7.8 and I want to give Alicia an 8.5.
Okay.
Because Alicia performed on stage with Aretha Franklin. And that beats whatever was in Abigail's bio.
And on top of that, I think she and Matt would make a good couple. You know, the New York life. Matt's in New York. She's in New York. The date she described feels like a date that Matt James would take a girl on a boat, drinking champagne, you know, nice romantic dinner at a rooftop bar in New York. Like that sounds like something that Matt James would do. I'm also with her because sometimes I don't really like tomatoes either. And I do like vegetables a lot.
Hey, I'm glad you admitted that.
Yep. Glad I got that off my chest.
It almost felt like it were a relief on your end that you said that.
Yeah, yep. I know. I like tomatoes when they're with other things, but when they're on their own, sometimes not my favorite. Okay.
See, I actually was going to say the opposite. I don't really like tomato on my cheeseburger or something, but I like tomato with like balsamic vinegar and...
it's the mozzarella. Amber, 30 years old, nursing student from Costa Mesa, California. Amber is a vivacious single mother whose world revolves around her 13-year-old son. Currently, her typical Saturday night consists of dinner and board games with her son or soaking in the jacuzzi with close friends. Amber finds it hard to date as a single mom, but now she's ready to focus on herself for the first time in a long time. When asked what her physical type is, Amber enthusiastically says, Matt James. She is looking for a man with whom to travel the world and eventually have more kids. She is caring, trustworthy, and open-minded, but admittedly is also stubborn and a bit impatient. She says she is terrified of being on the edge of cliffs, but she is ready to take the leap headfirst into this once-in-a-lifetime adventure and hopefully return home with the man of her dreams by her side. While traveling through a Joshua Tree, Amber once had to run away from a mountain lion. Her dream job would be to take care of beluga whales because they just make her so happy. And her dream is to live on a big ranch somewhere near a lake surrounded by trees and to rescue every animal she comes across that needs a home. That's nice.
Yes. Amber had a lot of nice things in her bio. But if I'm rating this bio off of what I think Matt James is going to like or how it's going to play out on this season, which I think is how I'm going to go forward with these bios, because you can't give me a bio about being a single mother whose life revolves around her 13-year-old son, and then I give it a low score, and then people are like, really, that's fucked up. She seems like a great person.
Yeah.
It's got to go based off of what's going to happen this season and Matt James and all the above. A lot of points go into this. I'm going to give her a 6.8 because I don't think Matt James is going to be gung-ho about getting into a relationship with a woman who's got a 13-year-old son. Because I feel like he is, like I said, the adventurous type who likes to be with his friends and, you know, explore the world. And I don't really think you can do that much when you have a 13-year-old son you need to take care of. Yep. So no shade to Amber, but I feel like she may not be Matt James's type in the long run. That's fair.
I also think the admittedly is also stubborn and a bit impatient could be a hint that she could cause some drama with the other girls.
Yeah, I can see that, you know, for sure. Yeah.
So, okay. Next, we have Anna. She's 24, copywriter from Chicago, Illinois. She is a small town girl living in the big city. She was born and raised in a tiny town in Minnesota, and at an early age, her parents nicknamed her Hollywood, thanks to her affinity for chic scarves and oversized sunglasses. As much as she loved her childhood filled with Friday nights at the local bowling alley and family dinner at Applebee's, the high school cheerleading captain knew she was meant for something bigger. Now she lives in Chicago and says she is living the life she always envisioned for herself. She's looking for a man who will take her as the open book that she is, the good, the bad, and the ugly. She wants a man who wants to have a family just as much as she does and who will have no problem being open and honest in communication. Due to her Gemini vibes, she needs someone who is a match for her intellect, but will also always want to keep her life fun. Oh, and her dreamy guy must enjoy doing puzzles with her. Anna is terrified of fish and obsessed with cheese. I like that. That's a good clarification.
Yeah, capitalization on obsessed with cheese.
There always has to be someone that hates cheese or obsessed with cheese. She calls herself an experienced junkie and once convinced a pilot to let her fly the plane over bluffs of Minnesota for 15 minutes, and she dreams of writing screenplays for Hallmark movies.
Okay. There's some to dissect here. I feel like nicknaming your child Hollywood is a recipe for disaster. I feel like that's a sure way to make sure they have some problems growing up in their head, never living up to the expectations that mommy and daddy had for them. Speaking for myself. I'm kidding.
I like this bio though. I think, she's got that bio. Small town. Fun. Yeah, she seems fun. She seems like a good time. I like her smile. Like I want to hang out with her.
I'm getting Hannah Brown vibes from her smile. Great smile.
Yeah, that's so true. And I love doing puzzles. She loves doing puzzles. I like her. I like her.
I'm gonna give her a 8.2.
Okay, good score. Next up is Bree. Bree is a 24-year-old communications manager from San Francisco, California. Bree is really something special. She was raised by her mother and grandmother who made countless sacrifices to give her a fighting shot at having a successful life. For this reason, Bree has always outworked everyone around her because she learned early on that everything in life was earned, not promised. Bree now works for a high-profile social media company and is very proud of her achievements, as she should be. With her professional life intact, she is ready to focus on her personal life and find the man of her dreams. Bree describes herself as very laid back and someone who is not embarrassed easily. She says that she is always the alpha in the relationship, but would love to find someone who can challenge her and keep her life interesting and exciting. It's very rare that she spends a weekend indoors and not outside hiking or hanging at the park or nearby beaches. One day, Bree hopes to have 2 or 3 kids of her own. Her dream is to live in, oh boy, that's got to be an island in Hawaii.
Kauai?
Yeah. And to live the island life, eating nothing but sushi, swimming in the ocean, and hiking. Brunching is one of her favorite activities, and she has 2 tattoos, a wave on her left wrist and another on her right rib cage that reads 13 in Farsi.
I like her.
Good bio. I think this girl is like right up Matt James' alley. I think everything that is in here Matt would like.
Weekend. She doesn't spend a weekend indoors, always outside hiking,
I feel like Matt's always doing outside stuff.
Outside activities. Always outside activities. I'm going to give her an 8.3. I'm going to give her an 8.3. She was raised by her mother and grandmother. She's a strong ass woman. I'm giving her an 8.3.
I like Bree. Okay. Next up is Carolyn. She's a 30-year-old journalist from LA. Though she is fiercely independent, Carolyn is a serial monogamist who says she has always been the caretaker in her relationships. Now she is looking for a man who will want to take care of her, but will also appreciate her for the self-sufficient woman she is. Carolyn wants a bold man who won't be afraid to challenge her and call her out if she needs it. She needs someone who will appreciate her intensity and bring an equal amount of passion to the relationship. The ultimate date for Carolyn is something spontaneous that involves traveling because she says jumping into unfamiliar territory together is a great way to bond and get to know each other on a deeper level. Carolyn's ultimate turnoff is a man who spends all their time together name dropping or bragging about his money and instead hopes to find someone with a warm heart who is passionate about philanthropy. Carolyn admits that when she feels that spark, she falls hard and fast, and she can't wait to see what happens when she meets Matt that first night. Carolyn likes post-punk music and definitely identifies as something different than your average top 40 basic girl. Ouch. Okay. Nothing makes her more upset than injustice. Anyone who abuses their own power over others makes her livid. In 5 years, she hopes to have published her first novel. Carolyn might stir some shit. And I say that because nothing makes her more upset than injustice. I just feel like there could be some drama with the girls where she feels like there's some injustice happening and she gets involved. You know?
Yeah. I could see that. I feel like she'll like stick up for people. She'll fight for what she believes in. Philanthropy. Matt James is kind of like a philanthropist.
Yeah, ABC Food Tours.
So that's good. I didn't like the line about she identifies as something different than your average top 40 basic girl. Like,
yeah, I mean,
like dissing other girls while also bringing yourself, you know what I mean? I don't love that. Yeah. I'm going to give her a 7.2.
Okay. Yeah.
My scores are going to be all over the place. I can't keep up. I keep wanting to change all my scores. I can't go back now. Okay. So it is what it is at this point. It's going to have to keep going.
I feel like Carolyn can maybe stir some shit up. We'll see what happens. Cassandra is next, 25-year-old social worker from Newport Beach, California. Cassandra always told herself that she would finish college and then settle down. Now that she has her master's degree in social work, it's time to find love. She says coming on The Bachelor is the biggest risk she's ever taken for love, but she believes she and Matt have a lot in common. As a partner, she is loyal, compassionate, and caring. She is ready to find a man who she has a genuine connection with. And while she is a city girl at heart, she says she is truly at her best, stargazing and eating s'mores in her sweatpants with no makeup on. She is confident, laid back, and says that guys like the fact that they can take her anywhere and don't have to worry about entertaining her. She has found it hard to find the one, but she says Matt is definitely her type, and she is willing to take a chance if it means finding forever love. She is scared of the dark, hates it when people eat food off her plate, and some flowers make her happy. Pretty basic bio. Nothing really jumps out at me. She seems very sweet.
Basic bio, I'm giving it a 6.5.
Yeah, like she seems very sweet.
Nothing stood out to me.
It's a little bit of a boring bio, which makes it seem like she's probably a very normal girl. I do believe she was just in TikTok that Chasen made, so that is a little interesting. I feel like, you probably don't go far on the season if you're already hanging out with Chase and making TikToks.
Yeah, I agree. I would say I'm happy with the score I gave her then.
Yep. Seems very sweet, though, I gotta say. Like, there's nothing here that's jarring. It's like, oh, she's just seems like a lovely girl. We're a social worker. She's so cute. She's sweet. I feel like she would be fun to hang out with. Okay. Chelsea is a 28-year-old runway model from Brooklyn, New York. After graduating college and getting a full-time job in corporate America, Chelsea did one of the most outrageous things she's ever done in her life. She quit her job, strutted her way into the world of modeling, and never looked back. Chelsea's dating life was pretty non-existent until she was in college, and her only relationship ended a year and a half ago when, after 5 years of being together, she felt she had outgrown him. Now that she has spent some time playing the field, she says she has a clear idea of what she wants out of a relationship. Chelsea loves a man who will go the extra mile to show how they really feel and really appreciates it when someone can be vulnerable and an open communicator. Her dream man will join her as she wines and dines throughout the city, and while she doesn't need it, a man who loves to spoil her from time to time is always a plus. Chelsea can't wait to find a husband, and she's hoping to find that with Matt. She's currently learning Spanish online. Her favorite meal is snacks, especially if popcorn and hot Cheetos are on the menu. And one day, Chelsea wants to swim with stingrays.
She seems nice enough.
Yeah, another one that's like not a jarring bio.
Yeah, I'll give her a 6.9.
I like her. I also, I'm obviously biased when the girls that are like in the area, because I'm like, oh, this makes sense for Matt's life after the show. Like if Matt wants to go back to New York, and
will he be living in New York though?
I don't know.
It's confusing.
I can see Matt wanting to go back to New York at some time. Maybe like not right now when in the world that we live in this year, but I think eventually he would want to be in New York. So we'll see, but I like Chelsea. She seems very nice, and anyone who can quit their job and start friggin' being a runway model, credit to you, girl.
Oh, I'm going to bump her up then to a 7.3. I forgot about that part.
Yep. Fair. Very fair. Okay. Next up is Corinne, 22-year-old marketing manager from Pomfret, Connecticut. Happy with her life in Connecticut, Corinne is ready to find someone that would be a great addition to her already wonderful life. Corinne comes from a big loving family and does marketing for the family business, a high-end Italian restaurant. She strives to surround herself with positivity and says that she is at her very happiest sitting at the beach with the sun shining down in her face. Corinne is looking for a man who will prioritize settling down over having a busy nightlife and partying. She wants someone who is serious about creating a life with her and who will match her unwavering loyalty. Her dream man will support her in both her personal and professional endeavors and will let her do the same for him, saying that she always wants to water him so that he is constantly growing as a human, son, friend, etc. Corinne wants someone who is loyal through the ups and downs and promises that as a wife, her partner will never have to question that she is always on their team. Corinne loves Disney World and has been there more times than she can count. Corinne once snuck into an abandoned insane asylum in the middle of the night. And before Corinne has kids, she wants to experience life living in New York City. Corinne seems like a little bit of a princess to me.
Corinne is getting
a little coddled, perhaps.
Corinne's getting a 6.2 for me because there's a few things here. Mentions multiple times that she's happy with her life in Connecticut. I feel like she doesn't want to leave Connecticut, although she did mention she wants to experience living life in New York City before she has kids. But she also mentioned that she is looking for a man who will prioritize settling down over having a busy nightlife and partying. I feel like that is opposite of New York City vibes and Matt James vibes. I feel like Matt James always likes to be around people and likes to have his friends and likes to go out and likes to be busy. Yeah. And I don't see him settling down. I feel like he needs somebody to match that energy. And I don't think she wants to experience living life in New York City if she just wants to like sit around all the time. So I don't know. I'm giving her a 6.2. Also, the fact that she has been to Disney World more times than she can count. Disney World is great. It's a fun place to go. Yeah. And of course, everybody should go there at least once or twice, or maybe even 3 times in their life. Maybe even 4. But when you've been there more times than you can count, you freak me out. When you go to Disney World as your preferred vacation destination, you freak me out. So
I won't judge anyone who goes to Disney as their preferred vacation because I understand. Would I do it? No. But I get what you're saying. If you're going to Disney,
you've been there more times than you can count,
more times than you can count
else.
More times than you can count is a lot of times. A lot of times.
That being like like you can go anywhere, but you were choosing to go to Disney World again. Like that's crazy to me. You know, like if you're taking time off to go away, but you just keep going back to Disney World, that's insane.
Yeah. I love Disney as much as the next guy, but that is wild. Yeah. Okay. And also she's 22. She's young.
Yeah.
That's a little too young, I think.
Yeah. You've been to Disney World too many times at that age.
Yeah. Amani is a 25-year-old realtor from Albuquerque, New Mexico. She looks a lot like shit. Now I'm going to forget her name. God damn it. She looks a lot like one of the girls on Peter's season, and I'm forgetting her name. Anyway, I'll continue. Amani is the first to admit that she isn't an outwardly lovey-dovey kind of person, but that doesn't mean that her desire for love doesn't run deep. She describes herself as a goofy, selfless, and sensitive. And while she hasn't had much luck finding love thus far, she's here hoping that meeting Matt can change that. Amani is looking for someone caring, driven, and to be her best friend. She's the kind of woman who would rather go to a sophisticated jazz bar over a baseball game, and whose dream date consists of sharing a bottle of fine red wine and spending the night immersed in meaningful conversation. She loves to cook and says that her favorite way to show her man how she feels is through an old-fashioned home-cooked meal. Amani says her turnoffs are emotional instability, physical instability, and financial instability. Really instability of any kind. One thing that is very important to Amani is that the man she brings home is willing to love her family as much as she does. If the family says it's a no-go, then unfortunately that is where the journey ends. Amani enjoys throwing solo dance parties in her bedroom. When asked if she could be anyone else for a day, Amani says she would be herself because she is, quote, pretty cool. And Amani's favorite music is 90s R&B.
I like Amani's energy.
I love the confidence because I definitely wouldn't say myself if I was asked to be someone else for a day.
At least 200 people before I said myself. Yeah. So I like Amani. I love her energy. I think she's cool. I'm giving her a 7.6.
I'm curious if maybe that last line is a little bit of a hint, like, you know, if the family says it's a no-go, then unfortunately that's where the journey ends. Like, was that a little Easter egg in there? I don't know. Something to think about. Does she make it far? Maybe her family doesn't like Matt. I don't know.
That seems like a little hint. We'll see.
It could be a little hint.
Hold on to that.
Sometimes they do that and then it amounts to nothing. So
yeah.
Okay. Ileana, 25-year-old health food developer from New York. She is a perfect mix of beauty and brains. She is an entrepreneur who recently co-developed her own nutritional snack called Funky Monkey Energy and has big dreams of making a name for herself in the health food world. After ending her last relationship of 4.5 years and living her best life in Manhattan, Ileana says she is ready to settle down and find her missing puzzle piece. She has done the work to know exactly what she wants out of her partner and says that first and foremost, she needs someone whose values align with hers. She's the type of woman who would rather cuddle up on the couch with a glass of wine and spend quality time together, pondering life's unsolvable mysteries than hitting the town and go bar hopping. She is looking to find her best friend and to create the kind of love that makes you glow from the inside out. She says she loves love more than anything and knows she's found it when she and her man feel invincible to the world. She has an orange tabby cat named Sir Theo, who goes to the bathroom in the toilet and wears a bow tie. He's very sophisticated. Growing up, she was a synchronized ice skate. She was on a synchronized ice skating team, and she has a major weakness for snacking. She's very cute, and I like her vibes.
Why do I feel like she's gonna make it far? Every time I see her face, I'm like, I feel like she's gonna make it far.
I get those vibes from her too. The bio backs it up. I am a little, anytime that you have created your own business, which by the way, fantastic, like good, that's awesome for her that she's done that. But when you end up on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, it's like, oh, well, this will certainly help you sell this product that you have now created.
Definitely.
But health food developer, I think that really I think goes a lot with like Matt, with what Matt does, and Matt loves food and all that jazz,
Yeah. I'm going to do 7.2.
Okay. And she just has that, she also just, you're right. She just has that like that Bachelor face that you're like, you fit the mold.
Yep. This next one I have my eyes on.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. I just feel like she goes far. Like I just have this feeling overcoming me that she goes far.
Well, she is a pageant queen, so sometimes that does bode well for them. This is Jayne. She's a 27-year-old social media marketer from San Antonio, Texas. She's a total package of brains, beauty, and infectious personality. She was born and raised in San Antonio, Texas, and is a former pageant queen, even receiving the title of Miss El Paso in 2016. After recently ending her most recent relationship, Jayne is hoping to find her true counterpart in Matt. She loves a man who takes initiative, is adventurous, and will keep life exciting and unpredictable. Her soulmate must also love dogs because she currently has 3 of them. One thing she cannot stand is a man who will not get off their phone, especially if it's during date night. Jayne wants someone with whom she can travel the world, but who will also indulge in a fabulous staycation. She's a true romantic and says she daydreams about what it will be like when she finally meets the man of her dreams. She loves escape rooms. If she could live in any other decade, it would definitely be the 80s because of the music and super funky fashion. And she hopes to live in France for at least a year. I'm with you, Rhea. Something about this girl.
Also, just her face in general. Like,
yeah,
this overall vibe I get from
pageant
her.
Queen.
Like she seems very so bubbly. Inviting.
Yes.
She seems so inviting. Like I'm like, you're going far. You're going places.
Anytime you're described with an infectious personality, it's like, oh, okay. All right.
Infectious personalities win everybody over. I'm giving her an 8.5 solely based off of the fact that I think she goes really far. Not even based off her bio. Like, I just think, and listen, if I'm proven wrong and she goes home the first night, that will be hilarious. But I feel like she goes far.
I'm getting good vibes from her too. All right. Kaylee, 26-year-old hostess from Chicago, Illinois. I hope I'm also saying these girls' names right because now we're getting into like some weird spellings that I'm like, all right, unsure, but this is what I'm going with. Kaylee says she doesn't like to take herself too seriously, but that doesn't mean she isn't serious about finding love. She's witty, charismatic, not afraid to laugh at herself, and is hoping to find those same qualities in her future husband. She loves to show affection through spending quality time with her partner, performing acts of service, and making sure that her man knows their voice is being heard. When she is in love, she says that there is no one you would rather have in your corner because her loyalty is unwavering. The man of her dreams is introspective, empathetic, and can join her on a daily sunset run and on the beach, followed by a romantic picnic. She says she's never dated anyone that her family has truly been excited about, and she's hoping to change that when Matt comes into the picture. She has dyed her hair every color in the book. At her high school graduation, she tripped on the stage as she went to get her diploma. Ooh, Lizzie McGuire style. One day, Kaylee dreams of completing an ultra marathon. I'm not quite sure what an ultra marathon is, but that sounds awful. But also sounds like something that Matt James would do.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like she could be an early departure. Could be rude, but
yeah, I'm giving her a 6.3.
Yeah, I could eat my words on that one.
Nothing really stood out to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm with you on that. I like that she seems different. I like that she's dyed her hair every color in the book. It means she's like a little bit more carefree, you know. So we'll see. Okay. Katie, she's a 29-year-old bank marketing manager from Renton, Washington. Katie knows exactly what she wants in a man and is done wasting her time on boys who won't live up to her expectations. She's a witty storyteller who says when she finds someone worth committing to, she is the most loving and committed partner anyone can ask for. Katie is daring and adventurous. Every single person has had adventurous in their bio, I feel like. Right? Am I crazy? Like everybody's loves some good adventure.
Maybe because they know that Matt James is adventurous.
Yeah, I mean, wild. While Katie is serious about finding her person, she needs a man who can laugh along with her, but is okay with him laughing at her too when the moment calls for it. Katie is looking for a mature man who has ambitions to succeed in everything he does, both personally and professionally. Her dream man will be passionate about building a long-term life with her and will treat Katie as his equal in the relationship. Nothing turns her off more than someone who sits around playing video games all day or a man who tries to kiss her at the inopportune moment. It's all about creating the right vibe with Katie. Will Matt be able to live up to Katie's standards? Could that be a hint? Katie's idea of a fun date is going skinny dipping. She would love to host her own talk show one day, and she once planned a dog flash mob that got a huge turnout.
So Katie is kind of popular on TikTok now.
Okay.
It started, I think, it might have started before she was announced that she was on Matt's season, or like as she was announced she was on Matt's season. And I think people like her. She seems nice, but I think also curious about the fact that she did start posting on TikTok a lot.
Right. There has been a lot of TikTok posts from these girls, I think. Mm-hmm. Like I've seen a lot of TikToks about the girls talking about being on the show. I'm
giving her a 6.9.
Okay.
Just because her bio, nothing stood out to me, but
the bio didn't really pop out to me, but something tells me she might do well.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah. Okay. Kayla is up next, a 28-year-old healthcare advocate from Durham, North Carolina. Kayla has a unique soul that is driven and passionate about the health work she does in her community. While she loves that her work means a lot to the people of Durham, it means so much more to her because life is all about giving back. She's been overly committed to her job, but she doesn't look at that negatively. However, she's now able to focus on herself and put herself first. Kayla says she's a hopeless romantic and that she is looking for a man to truly sweep her off her feet. She says she can be shy at first, but once she feels that spark, it's on. Nothing turns her on more than a respectful man with emotional intelligence and a desire to give back. A life full of love and service is one that Kayla is dedicated to, and we think that together she and Matt can make the world a better place. She lives for a good tailgate. She idolizes Rihanna and only likes camping if she is glamping. Did they spell Rihanna wrong?
Yeah, they did, and that's fucking disgraceful.
That's wild to me. Okay. Well, that's
yikes. Wild. That's
I
not
like
good.
her. I know. I like Kayla a lot, I think.
I'm giving Kayla an 8.2 based off the fact that she's a healthcare advocate.
Right. I feel like her and Matt really could actually save the world. And I also like it says she loves a good tailgate, got maybe some football aspect there, some sports aspect. You know, Matt loves a good tailgate too. And I sense there could be a connection between these two.
I agree.
So I definitely think we keep our eyes on her too. Okay. Kimberly is a 28-year-old airline recruiter from Seattle, Washington. Kimberly is the kind of woman who radiates joy and happiness everywhere she goes. She's a carefree soul who would have no problem picking up her life and moving to a new town on a whim. Kimberly describes herself as a funny, loyal, and trustworthy and will be the voice of reason and shoulder to cry on if need be. She values a healthy lifestyle and wants to find a man whose enthusiasm for staying fit aligns with hers. She also loves picnics, good snacks, and when the weather permits, going on the hunt for Seattle's best sunset viewpoints. When it comes to relationships, Kimberly always tries to keep it real and is not afraid to step away if her expectations aren't being met. She's looking for a grown man who will be passionate about his career while also supporting Kimberly and hers. The one thing Kimberly cannot make work under any circumstances, no cats. She isn't afraid of anything except finding out that a guy she is into has a foot fetish. Moana is one of Kimberly's all-time favorite movies. And don't take Kimberly on a date to a cemetery because that's a hard pass for her. I don't really know why you have to say that. I can't imagine a cemetery is anybody's real idea for a date. Unless you're Stassi Schroeder was really, yeah. So,
yeah.
No cats. Fair. Very fair. Moana is a great movie. I don't know if I feel it. I don't know if I feel it
either. I'm going to give her a 6.
Woo!
Okay, that was a little harsh. I'm going to give her a 6.
No. Here we go. We're getting deeper into the game. This is where things get real. You start letting it fly a little bit.
Because I'm getting tired. Like we're at the point where it's like, okay, we still have so many girls to get through.
We've lost decimals.
And I'm losing, like, you got to really jump out to me at this point, and she didn't jump out to me. So she's getting a 6. Sorry.
Okay. Next up is Kit, 21-year-old fashion entrepreneur from New York. Now on other outlets or media, her job was listed as socialite. So now this says fashion entrepreneur. Kit is a true born and raised New Yorker. She currently lives at home with her parents in the heart of the West Village while finishing her last year of undergrad at NYU. Kit hasn't had a serious relationship since her first love in high school, but that's only because she hasn't found a man who can measure up to the level of emotional intelligence she needs. She's found that most guys she meets don't match her maturity level, and although she is only 21, she is very ready for a serious commitment. Kit is looking for a man who is genuine, open, and honest. She is a straight shooter who has no interest in anyone who is fake or indirect. This badass woman wants to find someone who can keep up with her witty banter and hold their own in the New York social scene. Kit knows that she has high standards, but she has no doubt that Matt will be able to live up to the hype. She can surf in high heels, is the first to admit she has a horrible resting bitch face, and men in flip-flops make Kit mad. A bad resting bitch face could mean bad things for being on a show like this. Girls could interpret that the wrong way, but all around, like, casting this girl is kind of a joke to me. I get it, but I also don't get it. She's 21. She is a influencer in the making already. You know, she's verified on Instagram. She has her own podcast. Her mom is designer Cynthia Rowley, like Rowley. So this is just like a for the drama kind of situation for me.
Same. I give her a 6.4 because listen, the whole bio makes me raise my eyebrow. Yeah. But why do I think Matt James ends up with her? Like, I don't know why I'm like Matt James, like somehow I feel like she makes it far.
I'll be incredibly disappointed in Matt. If
I will be disappointed as well, but the thing is, I don't know. I guess I shouldn't.
No, we don't know her at all. We don't know her on the show yet, but just the facts on pages don't line up.
No, the facts on pages don't line up, but that doesn't mean that she is not going to be a wonderful person, possibly.
Yeah.
Like, she could have a great personality and be different than the rest of the bunch that you hear have this type of bio.
For sure.
You know, she could be the one that stands out, but
you're living this New York life. I don't think she needs
The Bachelor.
Don't get engaged.
Right. I don't think she should get engaged at this young of an age. That's why I'm like, the 21 thing, raising my eyebrow, looking for somebody who, like, can hold their own in the New York social scene. So she's looking for somebody to also be famous in New York. Like, she wants somebody to hold their own in the New York social scene. Like, yeah.
Right. You're trying to boost your career at this point.
Right.
She's still in college.
Yeah, that was another thing. Like, you're in your last year of undergrad at NYU. What are you doing?
Yeah. This is,
you don't want to get engaged right now. So 6.4.
Pretty confused by that. Okay. Kristen, 27, attorney from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Kristen is a very smart and successful attorney who says that while she dreams of finding her perfect match, her busy career and professional ambitions haven't left her with too much spare time to date. She's truly wifey material. Not only is she beautiful, but she is fiercely loyal, intelligent, and credits her unmatched work ethic to her incredible mother who raised her. Kristen says she is definitely the party starter and needs a man who won't be intimidated by her natural magnetism. She also needs someone who isn't afraid of being openly affectionate because with Kristen, personal space goes out the window. Kristen wants a man who will let her be their biggest cheerleader and who will in turn be the same for her. If you want to get an edge with Kristen, she says pink roses are the way to her heart, but maybe a red rose for Matt may suffice in this case. She's always up for karaoke and loves to belt out a classic Disney song. She does not share food unless both parties have previously agreed upon it. And nothing is more important to Kristen than her oral health, and she never travels without her electric toothbrush and extra batteries just in case. She looks like she has great teeth, so that checks out. I like Kristen. Everything about her in this bio, it stands out to me and makes me think that she would be a good pick for Matt. Age appropriate, attorney, badass. I like it.
I agree. I'm giving her a 7.4. I like her bio. I love the always up for karaoke, loves to belt out a classic Disney song because we do as well.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm reading the part about the food. Does not share food unless both parties have previously. I didn't realize how many people get annoyed at that. Like, if my friends wanted to eat off my plate, go ahead. I don't really care. And food for everybody. If you want a little bite, you go for the bite. Yeah. So, but I do understand why some people are picky about it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't grab off somebody's plate unless I knew they were okay with me doing that. Like Hank, like I'm grabbing off his plate.
Right. If I'm out to dinner with a friend that I've never.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, if it was
probably
you,
take off your plate.
For sure. 100%. But if I was
I've done that many times.
Yes. If I was out to dinner with a friend who, like, I'm not that comfortable with, I wouldn't just grab food off her plate. That would be rude.
No. That would be incredibly rude. But me and you were like, I'm taking some of this.
Right.
Fair enough.
I feel like that's just a weird way of saying, like, hey, when you sit down with the menu, y'all have to agree. Like, hey, let's get some stuff to share.
Yeah. You know? That's fair enough.
Yeah. Okay, Lauren.
Some things are just too specific in the bios.
I know.
You're like, why are we talking about this?
I know. Lauren, another attorney, 29-year-old corporate attorney from Miami, Florida. She's a Florida girl through and through. Well, Matt James spends a lot of time in Florida these days.
That's what I'm saying. Is it New York or is it Florida?
Yeah. She is a successful corporate lawyer who recently had her law reviews published. In Lauren's free time, she enjoys fashion, going to the beach, working out, and spending time with her girlfriends in their book club. Lauren has everything going for her, but now she wants someone to share in her many successes. She is looking for someone who is genuine and authentic. She needs to feel that the man she is with truly has her back in any situation thrown their way. She's hoping for a family of her own one day, so she needs a mature family man that is on the same page. Not wanting to have kids is a major deal breaker for Lauren. She says that none of the guys she has dated in the past have truly been her best friend, and she's hoping to change that with Matt. Lauren is terrified of lizards and frogs, lives for the Christmas season, and loves 2000s hip hop.
I too love 2000s hip hop. Also, the Christmas season is great.
Yeah.
Terrified of lizards and frogs is odd when you're from Florida and you're a Florida girl through and through. I feel like you see lizards and frogs.
Everywhere.
There's always lizards. So that's interesting. I don't know why that sticks out to me. I'm like, she's a Florida girl through and through, but is scared of lizards.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give her a 7.1.
Yeah.
She's interesting enough that I don't think she's going to go home right away.
Right.
It's kind of a toss-up. The Florida thing
I'm with you on that.
If Matt James is looking to stay in Florida, but if he's looking to get back to New York, maybe not so much.
Yeah. I just like her. I don't know. I like her face. I know it's a weird thing to say, but I just like.
I honestly haven't even been looking at their faces.
I'm getting good vibes.
When I grade it, because I'm like, I don't want to be like factoring their face into it.
You're going straight off the bio.
Straight off the bio. I'm not even looking at their face. Although, Jasenia, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah. I think so.
Her face is just so infectious that it's like, her smile is just so bubbly that it just jumps off the page.
It's going to be funny if some of these girls, like their names is said in a completely different way.
It probably will be.
It probably
Let's be honest.
Will be.
Probably will be.
I do like Lauren. I feel like she could go kind of far. Okay. See, like this is like what I'm talking about. Maggie? M-A-G-I?
Mm-hmm.
Magi?
Maggie? That's a weird way to spell Maggie.
Yeah. McGee? No, it's just okay. I think it's Maggie. She's a 32-year-old pharmacist from Ethiopia. She is striking. And that's it, literally in her bio. A beautiful, kind-hearted woman whose striking looks are only a small part of her story. She grew up in a small village in Ethiopia, and while she says moving to the U.S. was the scariest thing she has ever done, she doesn't regret it one bit. Maggie was only able to move here until after she literally won the diversity visa lotto. She is so grateful for all the opportunities she's been given in life and knows firsthand to never take anything for granted. People often describe her as being too nice, but she sees her kindness as her biggest strength and knows there's a power and resilience behind it. She is loyal, honest, and has a very positive outlook in the world. She's looking for a partner in life, someone she can share everything with and who has a love and compassion for culture like she does. When she's not working or studying to further her career, she loves to explore her town's historical buildings, drink wine at her favorite local restaurants, and spend nights in with her girlfriends watching movies. Meeting Matt will be a new and exciting experience for her. She grew up in a place where arranged marriages were very common. So she is excited to be here to show the women back home that everyone deserves to choose who they love. She runs a nonprofit that supplies shoes to girls back in her hometown. She loves playing ping pong, and the best surprise she ever received was 2 front row tickets to a Beyonce concert. That's a top-notch bio. This girl has so much life experience, has been through so much. I love that they're casting someone like her on this show and running her own nonprofit, and very all around, like, seems like a baller.
I'm giving her an 8.9.
Yeah,
I liked everything. I liked everything about the bio, and it really stood out.
Definitely. Also, 2 front row tickets to Beyonce. Congratulations.
Yeah. Good for you.
Now they're back to back. So she is Magi, and now we have Mari, Mari. What do we think?
Marie?
I don't know.
Mari? I don't know.
Mari?
I don't know.
All right. She's a 24-year-old marketing director from Odenton, Maryland. She is a former beauty queen living the American
Mari,
dream.
because if you had A-R-I, it'd be Ari.
Right. Mari. I'm going to go with Mari too.
And if it was Marie, it would just have an E at the end.
Yeah. I agree with you. After moving to Maryland from Puerto Rico as a teenager, she enrolled in college and competed in pageants, most recently winning Miss Maryland USA in 2019 and placing top 10 at Miss USA. Oh, damn. Now she is a career-focused woman on the go who is ready to find the love of her life and settle down. She says that as a partner, she is very nurturing and thoughtful and hopes to find a man who values her and gives her the same. She describes herself as a romantic, thoughtful, all-in partner and loves to make her significant other happy by cooking for them, planning small surprises, and giving massages. She loves her job and says it's very important that she have her own thing going for her. She also loves that she can work completely remote because she can't wait to have kids and wants to be a working mom that shows young women that you truly can have it all. She loves to sing, even though she admits she's not great at it. She plans to get her boating license, and visiting an elephant sanctuary in Thailand is at the top of her bucket list. Something about her screams she goes far too, and I think that's only because of the pageant thing. Like, I'm like, placing top 10 at Miss USA, like, this girl knows how to get to the top.
Right.
I take that as a good sign.
I'm giving her a 6.9.
Okay.
I'm not blown away because they put her after Maggie, and Maggie's bio was so whoa, and this doesn't live up to that.
That's fair. Okay. Mary Lynn, 28, event coordinator from Studio City, California. She needs a man who is ready to commit and not afraid to wear his heart in his sleeve. She wants a stable man who will love her unconditionally, someone who is loyal to the core and would be a rock for her when life throws the inevitable curveball their way. In 5 years, Mary Lynn hopes to be married with 2 or more rescue dogs and living a productive, inspirational, healthy life with the support of her man by her side. She hopes to start several companies focused around promoting environmental welfare and healthy lifestyle choices, and will need her soulmate to share her goals of making the world a better place. She doesn't see herself with anyone who is lazy, introverted, or someone who doesn't prioritize their health and hygiene. She says that finding her life partner has always been a top priority and that experiencing true and undeniable love is the ultimate goal because it is something so special and unique. Will Matt be Mary Lynn's person, or will her search for the perfect love story continue on? She loves Disneyland. She hopes to start a nonprofit that helps the environment reduce and eventually eradicate single-use plastic. And she grew up surfing, but she is terrified of sharks.
6.5.
Not popping out at me.
Nothing blowing me away. Nothing really like, wow, that sticks out.
Yeah.
These people love Disney World, huh?
A lot of Disney lovers here. And I will say props to her because single-use plastic, you know what, we don't want that anymore. Don't need those water bottles out there. Get the reusable.
No, you got to get the reusable. We all have our hydro flasks.
Yep. So props to Mary Lynn. That's very cool. She's very striking, like in a very beautiful way. So I could see Matt being attracted to her. So we'll see what happens. I think I will say it is a very diverse cast, which is awesome. I do like to see that. And also just the props to these women for getting on the show in the first place, because they have said a million times, and Chris Harrison has said it a million times, that they had gotten a record amount of applicants because of them announcing Matt James being the Bachelor, which is so fair. I can only imagine the amount of people that submitted themselves for Matt James. It was record numbers. So just to make this cast is pretty impressive.
That's hilarious. And also just makes sense.
Just makes so much sense. Okay, MJ is up next. She's a 23-year-old hairstylist from Hudson, Ohio. She is a beauty expert who sees the beauty of life in all that she does. She grew up on a small island in Lake Erie where she loves being outdoors and on the water. She is passionate about making people feel better about themselves and says that her calling in life is to make the world a more beautiful place. MJ wants a man who will be just as giving as she is and will shower her with the reciprocated love she deserves. She dreams of settling down with someone reliable, decisive, and family-oriented, and says that she needs a man who will be as fiercely loyal to her as she is to them. MJ is very social and wants to find a man who will let her maintain her independence and won't add unnecessary drama to her life. She loves a man with a plan, but has no interest in someone with an inflated ego or unrealistic expectations. She also cannot deal with someone who is never on time. MJ is charming and memorable, and when she enters the Bachelor bubble, we don't think Matt will have any trouble keeping her on his mind. Interesting. Interesting. That's an interesting sentence. MJ loves disco music and says it's her favorite music to dance to. The best trip of her life was camping in the Sahara Desert, and she enjoys a good spicy marg.
Okay, 7.4, because that little tidbit at the end there makes me think she goes far. Matt James, we don't think Matt will have any trouble keeping her on his mind. Why would they put that in there? If he doesn't have any, like, he's going to be thinking about her, I think. Also, MJ, Matt James.
Very true. Very true.
And I love the spicy marg.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't you think she kind of looks like the kind of girl that would work at Free People and like sell you the best clothes? Like she has that.
She looks like a free spirit.
Yes, she's just naturally beautiful. She has the big natural curly hair, and it almost looks like she's not even wearing any makeup in this photo, which is insane. Like, so I'm just like, I just feel like she would greet me in Free People and be like, oh my God, I have the best, like, beautiful hand woven sweaters for you to wear.
That is spot on.
Yeah. Okay. Piper is 23, graduate student from Happy Valley, Oregon.
Again?
Don't discount Piper as just a pretty face, because there is way more to this stunner than meets the eye. She's truly the total package. She has a dynamite personality. People who get these personality, like, talk them up. Okay. A creative mind, a master's degree in marketing, and a wonderful family who has supported all of her endeavors. The only thing missing for Piper, a man to enjoy life by her side. She is caring, giving, and loves to learn what brings her partner joy so she can foster that happiness. She loves to spend quality time with her significant other, but also very much values independence and having parts of her life that remain her own. Piper needs someone with confidence and someone who knows what they want in life, because forethought is so important to her. It's easy to see what makes Piper a total catch, and we think Matt will have no problem seeing it too. She's very into European cars and dreams of owning a Rolls Royce one day. Hell yeah, girl. Loves her grandma the most in this world and calls her Graham Cracker. Oh, that's so cute. I
called my grandma Graham Cracker.
Graham Cracker. That's so cute.
R.I.P.
She's not into picnics because the idea of sitting on the ground and eating is not appealing to her.
I gotta give her a high score because she has the same nickname for her grandma that I called my grandma. So I'm gonna give her a 9.2.
Wow. Whoa. All right. That hits. That pulled the heartstrings.
I miss my grandma.
That's beautiful.
I miss her.
That pulled the heartstrings. I feel like Piper's bio is just vague enough where she may go far, you know, because sometimes the girls that go far, I feel like they might sometimes have more of the more vague bios. Okay. Rachel, 24-year-old graphic designer. There's some spelling mistakes on this website that are shocking to me. Like designer is spelled wrong.
Yeah, it is. And also she looks like Rebecca Black.
She does. Okay, and she's from Cumming, Georgia. I'm guessing is
Cumming, right? Yeah, Cumming, Georgia.
Cumming,
That's
Georgia.
Right. That's how you pronounce that.
With beautiful eyes and a personality to match, Rachel is a Southern sweetheart with a close-knit family. Though Rachel says she is a hopeless romantic to her core, she has never been in love and believes that Matt may just be the guy to change that. Rachel is hoping that her love story will be something huge and life-altering. She wants to look back on her life when she's old and feel like she has made the absolute most out of her every single day. Nothing makes her happier than a good movie, good wine, and charcuterie boards. Second mention of charcuterie boards. Rachel needs a man who will make every day with her something to tell their future children about and says, at the end of the day, love is what makes your life more special than others. Life can be hard and really difficult and dark at times, but if you have someone by your side that loves you more than they love themselves, that makes it all worth it in the end. Rachel's favorite way to pass the time is by doodling. She hates slow drivers, and she's very neat with organization and cleanliness and messy with plans and schedule. Rachel totally fits the show's vibe. Everything about it. I feel like if she doesn't go far on Matt's season, she'll be on Paradise.
She reminds me of Hannah Ann.
Yep, totally. Major Hannah Ann vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I get that a lot, which I feel like could mean she goes far with Matt.
I'm giving her a 6.7 based off the fact that this is not the first time we heard the charcuterie boards. And sorry, you know, you're down the line based off your name. So
right.
If you were the first to mention it, maybe, but now you're the second to mention it.
I also think we haven't really had anyone that seems like they've been that Southern belle situation. So she might fill that role. Okay. Sine from I'm gonna go with Sine. 25, IT consultant from Denver, Colorado. Beautiful Sine has a contagious zest for life, from swimming with sharks in South Africa to being inducted into the University of Florida Hall of Fame for outstanding leadership, service, and academic achievement. Nothing is out of reach for her. The energetic Florida native has a 1,000-watt smile and is here to find a man she can proudly bring home to meet her family in Florida. After learning a lot from her last serious relationship, Sine has a refreshed outlook on life and feels that Matt could be the perfect addition she has been looking for. She describes her perfect man as selfless, ambitious, considerate, and empathetic. She loves any activity that puts her in the great outdoors, from hiking and kayaking to sunrise yoga at Red Rocks Amphitheater, and hopes to find a partner who will always be up for an adventure with her. Sine wants nothing more than to go on the adventure of a lifetime with the hopes of finding a love that will be life-changing. We hope so, too. She completed her first marathon when she was 16. People who don't return their shopping cart at the grocery store drive her crazy, and she had a pet parrot for most of her childhood. We're not done yet, but like sneaky, she might be my pick to win.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just getting vibes from her. She seems like she loves being outside, loves activity, loves working out, is super accomplished. University of Florida Hall of Fame for outstanding leadership, service, and academic achievement. She just seems like the full package.
Huh. I didn't get that vibe immediately, but now you're swaying me that way.
Yeah. I don't know. Something's standing out about her to me. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I feel like I'm feeling it.
Okay. I trust your instincts. So based off that, I'm going to give her a 7.7 based off your instinct.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, don't betray me. I hope she's going to go home on night one and I'm going to be like,
night one, she's gone.
My gosh. Maybe I don't know this show as well as I thought. Okay. Sarah, 24-year-old broadcast journalist from San Diego, California. Sarah has always dreamed of finding her fairy tale ending. She comes from an incredibly close-knit family and says that her parents are the true example of the loving and loyal relationship that she wants for herself one day. Sarah has been in 2 serious relationships, but unfortunately neither turned out to be her Prince Charming. She enjoys traveling, trying new foods, going to concerts, tennis, hiking, and biking. She's hoping to find a man who prioritizes fitness and a healthy lifestyle just as much as she does and wants someone who will turn every day into an adventure better than the last. One thing that is very important to Sarah is finding a man whose commitment to faith is as strong as hers. She hopes to one day be in a power couple that when they're not spending time with their kids, they are doing work for the community and giving back to children in need. Sarah is truly a hopeless romantic. Will Sarah get the fairy tale ending that she has always wanted with Matt? Only time will tell. She's a trained fire dancer. Her personal superhero is Oprah Winfrey, and she dabbles in photography as a hobby. See, now, like, this bio to me reads like it was written with Matt James in mind, you know? It's almost
a lot of these do.
It's almost like, is this trying too hard? Is this like, you're trying too hard to describe Matt as your dream man?
A lot of these bios read like they were made for Matt James specifically, which fair enough. Obviously, you're trying to get on the show. So you're trying to be, or maybe think about the amount of contestants that put their name in. They pick the girls that they think fit Matt James. So that could make sense as well.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel that vibe. I'm going to give
She looks like a broadcast journalist.
Yeah. I'm going to give her a 7.
Yeah. She just looks like she's meant for TV. She has that she's very beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not quite sure. I can't tell if this one is like the obvious choice for going far or if it's like trying to throw us off, or I don't know. I can't tell. But Sarah, I feel like will have a big role.
Yeah, I feel like that too.
Serena C, 24-year-old flight attendant, first flight attendant, I think, from San Fran. She's a free spirit who loves adventure and is always up for a good time. After spending time in quarantine, she has taken the time to really think about what qualities she wants in a partner, and she's here because she thinks that Matt James may be her perfect match. She's looking for a man with charisma, good character, and someone with whom she can have a strong physical connection. Serena C's idea of a perfect date is getting all dressed up for a fancy night out, taking in the sunset over good champagne, and a thought-provoking conversation. She needs a man who wants to be professionally successful, but is also a free spirit like her with dreams of traveling the world. She says that it really takes a special kind of man to lock her down, and we think Matt may be just the man she's been waiting for. Nothing makes Serena C happier than when she puts together the perfect outfit. She is not a fan of birthday attention. She loves bottomless mimosas and says her favorite food is chicken wings. She seems like a fun time. I would like to hang out with Serena C.
She does seem like a fun time. Kind of seems like the same old thing, though. Likes to travel. It's the same bio. It's starting to feel like the same bio over and over again, which is why I'm getting confused about my scores.
It really is.
I'm giving some people higher scores than others, and they have the same bio. So
it's shocking because everybody's bio is reading exactly the same of like what kind of man they want. Like it's just like this. The only thing that's different is little tidbits at the end.
Right. I'm gonna give a 7.2.
Yeah. Everyone's perfect date is like champagne, night out, thought-provoking conversations. Like everybody's kind of saying the same thing. Okay, then we have Serena P. 2 Serenas, 22-year-old publicist.
2 Serenas, huh?
I know. She's from Toronto, Canada. For as long as she can remember, Serena P. has been a believer that no matter what your age is, when you know, you know. She is 22, so it's definitely on the younger side. Serena P. has always led a disciplined lifestyle and says she has never really taken the time to pursue true love, but now this typically logical thinker is throwing her rule book out the window and is ready to meet the man of her dreams. She's looking to find a man who will enjoy spending quality time with her, whether they are having beers at a low-key bar or sitting courtside at a Toronto Raptors game. For her, it's all about having fun and growing in life together. Needs a man with ambition who will be her teammate in life. Also has to be willing to share his food. There's a lot of people who are very picky about their food. Okay.
Yeah, sharing food.
This is all caps, has. He also has to be willing to share his food with her, saying, if they don't let me taste their food, I don't know if the relationship could survive. Well, Serena might not be friends with some of these. Maybe Serena takes the food off some of these girls' plates. And it's like, all right, Serena P knows true love. Yeah. Serena P knows true love is real, but is waiting to find it. She's hoping to experience that the second she meets our bachelor. She says she is chronically hangry. She would love to have a pet chicken so she could have a pet and an endless supply of eggs all in one. And she knows how to, she's learning how to learning how to change a tire is at the top of her bucket list. Can't say learning how to change a tire is at the top of my bucket list, but good for you, Serena.
Yeah. Serena P is an interesting one to me. I kind of like her vibe. She doesn't seem like she's 22 years old, but at the same time, she is 22. I don't feel like she's ready to get engaged. So on that note, I'm going to give her a 7.
Yeah.
I liked her bio, but I don't think she's ready to get engaged. She's never tried to pursue love before. I feel like the first person you try to pursue, you get engaged to, is not really the right idea. So
right. Interesting. All right. Sydney is up next, 20-year-old marketing specialist from Nashville, Tennessee. Sydney is a strong, opinionated woman who knows what she wants and isn't afraid to vocalize it. If her family could use one word to describe Sydney, it would be opinionated. And Sydney wholeheartedly agrees, saying her role in life is to give facts over being a shoulder to cry on. Sydney may come off as tough, but just because she's blunt doesn't mean that she isn't also a romantic at heart. Though Sydney says she is not your typical Southern belle, she says she is a traditional romantic and hopes to find a man who will put effort into wooing her. She has always believed that opposites attract and dreams of finding a man with a mellow demeanor to balance out her outgoing personality. She hates awkward dinner conversations and says a man with big goals for the future is her biggest turn on. Sydney wants someone who will bring what she does to a relationship: love, loyalty, motivation, and support, and says that she's not looking to settle for any average Joe schmo. Nothing bothers Sydney more than people who beat around the bush, so let's hope Matt is ready to get straight to the point with Sydney. Amusement parks creep her out. She's embarrassed to admit it, but God damn it. But growing up, she loved the Twilight books. All right. Whoever wrote these bios is listening to the show.
They have to be listening to the show. They got obsessed with cheese in capital letters. Yep. We got the holiday, love Twilight books. Loves Twilight books. It's all feeling a little bit eerie.
Yep.
Or maybe we're just basic. I don't know.
Yeah. She's also allergic to avocados.
That can cause some controversy with the influencers in the house.
Yes. No avocados.
Will she be accepted if she can't eat avocados? Will she be allowed to be an influencer if she can't eat avocados?
That's a good question.
I like Sydney though.
I'm excited to see Sydney because they really doubled down on how opinionated she is, and that makes me think that she's going to be very funny and maybe like put some girls in their place, like tell it how it is, you know?
Yeah, I like that. I'm giving Sydney a 7.6.
Like, I hope Sydney is ready to look Kit in the face and be like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah, I hope so as well. I wonder why amusement parks creep her out though. Like, I understand not liking them, but creeping you out?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe crowds, maybe everybody on roller coasters. We could use more detail on that. That's for sure.
We could.
All right. This girl, I have a feeling, is going home night one. This is our last girl. I say I think she's going home night one because there's always someone that has a ridiculous occupation or bio or whatever that the whole point is to like get everybody talking about her before the show starts. It's like, oh, we got to watch the first episode. There's a girl that says she's a queen on it. We got to watch. Mm-hmm. And then we see 2 seconds of her. It's like the chicken enthusiast or like, these random ones that we've had in the past of girls that end up going home after on the first night. Victoria, 27, queen from LA, California, as she calls herself. Victoria, or Queen Victoria, as she likes to refer to herself, has outgrown her once-upon-a-time jet-setter lifestyle, but not her sense of grandeur. Victoria has shifted focus towards entrepreneurship and has launched a few businesses in the health and beauty space. She knows she has a big personality and needs a strong man who can keep up, but who won't be controlling in any way, shape, or form. The top things Victoria needs in a relationship are loyalty, honesty, and independence. Meditation and spirituality play a huge role in Victoria's life, and to find someone who is also would be a huge plus for her. Victoria loves romance, with her love language being physical touch. She hopes to find someone who appreciates that side of her. She truly has no filter, what she loves about herself, and plans to be very forward in her pursuit of Matt. This girl knows what she wants, and good luck to anyone who tries to stop her. Victoria lives for the perfect Aperol spritz. The light of her life is Coco, her golden doodle, and her biggest turnoff is a man who can't keep his room clean. This all makes me think that she comes off very strong in a bad way, and I'm not gonna lie, this bio, like I was joking about being basic, like this bio screams basic to me. You're calling yourself queen, the Aperol spritz and the golden doodle combo. Mm-hmm. Like 4. Love golden doodles, very cute, but I feel like everybody's got a golden doodle.
Yeah, she gets a 4 from me.
Ooh, boom, roasted. Wow, and the bios with a goddamn 4.
She gets a 4. Yeah. I don't even want to give a decimal point. I want to give a solid 4. She keeps calling herself queen. Her occupation is queen. That's not your occupation, okay? Shut up. Right. Your occupation is not queen.
It should say entrepreneur.
People should be calling you queen. You don't call yourself queen. People need to
Right. She may regret
Grant
telling
you
the
queen
Bachelor.
status.
Right. She may regret telling the Bachelor producers that she calls herself queen because
listen,
has clearly been you run with that.
I love self-confidence. I think everybody should have self-confidence.
Yeah.
But this whole queen shtick, I don't like.
Yeah. I don't like it either. So we'll see what happens there. If she walks in immediately calling herself Queen Victoria, that's going to be tough.
And it's also just like, oh, you think you're better than every single person.
Yeah. That one, I feel like this is a girl who was cast for some, for comedic purposes.
For sure. 4. Lock
All
it
right,
in.
guys.
That's the end of the bios.
That is the end of the bios. I will say, I think some that stood out to me are Ileana, Jasenia, Kayla I liked a lot.
Abigail, the first one.
Yeah. I liked Lauren. Oh, I liked Kristen too. Fuck, there's a lot. And Sine, obviously, like I said. So there's some good. It'll be an interesting season. This is going to be a fun ride. Then we're going to see some moments that we've never seen before because Matt James has never been on this show before. And now all of a sudden he's the lead. So he's might need some help along the way and might make some decisions that people question or don't see coming.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm really just excited for this season because obviously Tayshia's season is wrapping up and the finale is here. And It wasn't super up and down. I mean, with Claire, it was, up and down and all around. And then with Tayshia, it's kind of like we didn't get much drama. We got some fake drama between Noah and Bennett. I like when we get a Bachelor season because the girls are catty and the drama is high. And it's always ridiculous, but it's entertaining. So I'm excited for this season.
I agree.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office, the last Monday episode of this year. We will be back on Wednesday for our Bachelorette finale recap with Trent, but we hope you have a fantastic week, a fantastic holiday, a fantastic new year, and we love you so very much, everybody. Bye.